does it all the time, don't we, Tim?
We're here.
It didn't update.
We're here.
It didn't update.
And I think
We're
mics and everything are working, so we look.
They
Things
are.
look good. Things look good. Welcome back for another session of Shackled City, and we had a pretty great. I was really happy with the ending last time. Don't want. I'm not tooting my own horn. I just liked how things wrapped up. So without further ado, let's throw it over to Lons, or AKA Tim, to give you our 988 update.
Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to update the stream info because my computer hates me. So 988. We had some awesome donations Sunday. We started in January. We're going to run it all year long. 988 is suicide awareness, mental health awareness. It's a chat or text where you can reach out and get specialized counseling if you're having a blue day or even a light blue day. Like if you're just feeling lonely and want to reach out and do preventative measures to protect your mental health, also reach out to 988. That's what they're there for, and then that will get you some places where you can go, get you some links where you can go for the specialized care that you need. But it's an awesome charity. Charity comes from the heart, in my opinion. So if you don't have the squanch to actually hit the button, then a technique that I use that I always bring up is on the way to work or back. I've got 45 minutes. As I'm walking to the car, I'll check in on someone I haven't checked in on a while. And if they want to hit me up, I spend 20, 30 minutes on the way home listening to them, vent as an empath. As an empath, you listen. So that's a good way to be charitable towards the cause. It's not necessarily about 988 itself. It's about taking care of others. Over to you, Jeremy.
Awesome. So last time, the party had infiltrated the fortress of the Infernal Forge, which is a bunch of Duergar that worship devils specifically, not just any fiends, but devils. And the party was able to defeat the head devil that they were after, the head Duergar, which is a cross between sort of like a devil and a Duergar dwarf, a Durzagon. They defeated him, having seen him in the city of Cauldron previously.
I guess.
Yeah, and then went further to search through the fortress to try and find some missing deep gnomes. Found a missing deep gnome, and when they approached him, they were all taken to sort of a memory or a place from their past where someone who appeared to be a family member or friend but really was not. And it was sort of obvious in how they talked and the red glow behind their eyes, and offered them a deal. You do this and I'll provide that. We did not get into who took the deal and who did not take the deal, though. That was all kept secretive. So we thought we would play a fun game here, and we're going to have the players message me which of their fellow players they think took the devil's deal. I'm not going to
deal.
Like who said to the devil, "Yes, I take your deal." So if you think maybe you think none of your players, fellow players, did that, in which case, that's fine. Just don't send me a message. Maybe you think they all did.
I know it's you.
Whatever the case, we thought it would be fun if we log in your sort of like Jeopardy, write down who you think did it,
like Cluedo,
and then maybe as things get revealed, we can say, "Hey, so and so called it. Like they knew it. They knew it was you all along."
Yeah. All along.
J'accuse.
Oh.
I get it.
So, as quickly as you entered this sort of negotiation, your bodies come out of it. Your minds are released from it. You however long the negotiation, the chat with the devilish creature took, you are back in this chamber seconds. Like no time has passed at all. If someone had just been standing there and watching you, no time would have passed. It was a blink of an eye. When you return to the room, though, the many leniers that were around the edges of the room have disappeared, and the heirlooms and trophies that they had been curating are all gone as well. The walls are bare, and a lump of the gnome that was sort of kneeling almost in like some sort of like trance or meditation in the center of the room, is now just there is just a sort of a pile of tattered robes laying in the middle of the room.
There's no person in there
Well, you're not sure.
at all.
You're
Can
not
I
sure.
go up and poke?
Yeah.
Do the Obi-Wan poke.
There is in fact someone there, Lolly, as you poke. The runes that are surrounding him are no longer glowing. They are quiet and dark. And as you poke, the gnome that sat within the room alone turns to you, and cheeks have like drooped. It's almost like he's a big ball of wax that has been pushed through an enormously warm chamber, and a melted formless lemure now inhabits the rags. What little bits of jewelry may have been on him, like a ring or a necklace, remain, confirming that this is in fact the gnome you are familiar with. He looks up at you, and his mouth opens, showing sort of broken and ill-aligned teeth that in the soft flesh that is now everywhere. Like the teeth can't stay. They've already floated apart. They've tilted in and out, and yeah.
Well,
So Lollipop, did you know him? Know him? Did you know him? Did you know him? And I give Gene a high five. All right, sorry.
Gene at this point has become so used to it, he just automatically. Oh,
I love that your camera
turn that off.
did that. The zoom
back
in.
out.
The
Your
zoom-
camera wanted to do that for emphasis.
So
Yes.
the now deformed creature pulls and claws at your clothes and your gear, Lolly, as it tries to upright itself.
And I try to help it stand up. Help him stand up.
Yes.
And I'll just look at him and say, well, you had more guts than I gave you credit for. Let's go.
All that you get in response is sort of a is just sort of a groan.
Can you come with us? Or are you stuck here?
You no sort of response from that.
Well, perfect.
We could put him in a jar.
Well, he's medium. He's small. He's small sized. But I don't think a jar would work.
This is because he's an amorphous blob. Sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Wheel.
The Damiel floats in and offers
Oh, hey, buddy.
to eliminate that for you if you'd like, Lolly.
Do you know the Lemieux?
As Damiel's voice sort of echoes out from the light that he can eliminate that for you, the pathetic creature in front of you sort of stumbles and falls to the ground again. Its hands sort of holding your ankles in a
Supplicating.
Can I try a restoration? I mean,
Genuflecting?
I don't know if I can do it or not. Can I just walk up and try to, at least give her the
What do you have, lesser
sense of
restoration?
mind? Yeah, I'm just going to try that.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that, but I think in Lon's heart, he knows that that's not going to be enough.
Yeah. It's like T's and P's for a huge crisis. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the boat sank. T's and P's. I'll walk up, Olipop, I can try my best. I don't think I have. What would,
Mikkel like
What it would
leans
take.
over to Maya and Jeannie's like, "What the hell is going on?"
I
Might be
don't
best to just put him out of his
Somebody
misery.
important to her.
I don't know if putting him out of his misery here will do anything for his misery elsewhere, but
Can we bring him back to your village?
I don't
We
know
can
if
bring him
that's
back
a
to the
good
Shackled
idea
City.
either.
We've done what we need to here. We can bring him back to the temple.
Wait, that's a gnome? Like it actually is a gnome? I thought it looked like a gnome, but then it was a Lemieux. Now it's like whatever that is.
I imagine it looks like Voldemort when it's baby Voldemort. You know what I mean? All like, naked, curled up Voldemort.
Fleshy, gooey, ditto.
I think I'm just gonna go aside with him and just kind of hey, Elder, what do you want? And I'll maybe use message to do that to see
Okay.
if he can respond telepathically.
Okay, you don't
Since he
get
can't
much of
seem
a
to talk.
you don't get much of a response from him at all.
Feeble mind.
It's quiet in here, though, right?
Yes.
Anybody else get a weird? Anybody else walking through here have a quick issue with memory or a flashback of sorts? I ended up personally speaking with a devil that
That's what I was
offered me
told.
everything that I wanted. Obviously, I told them to go F themselves with a rusty pike. But anybody else here happen to get any weird feelings?
Ah, Jer. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I mean,
Thanks, man.
I'll look
I
at
threw
I'll look at
30 of
Mikkel and be
these
like,
things at
I
my
mean-
players one night.
I would.
I'm sorry.
Totally.
I'm just quietly trying to talk to this thing, be like, do you want me to take back your things to show them that we at least saw you? And I point to the ring that's on him still.
No response, and you can feel that you can now feel like his fingernails are growing into claws, and his grip on your ankle is getting tighter.
I'm taking the ring off of him, like the signet ring or whatever, and extracting myself from this creature and potentially this room.
Okay. So as Lons is sort of going through the encounter with the devil with everyone, Lolly, you see, pulls away from the creature. I'm not going to say... I will... Do you care if people saw you take the ring, or do you want to do that with a sleight of hand check?
I do a sleight of hand check.
I don't even think we're paying
You
attention.
little stinker.
16.
16?
Honestly, Lon, I thought it was that gold that we ate earlier.
Yeah, you
Oh, maybe it is good.
So you guys just see Lolly sort of pull away from the creature and exit the room.
Oh,
And I'll just yell behind me, do what you gotta do. And walk out.
And with that, Damiel strikes the creature with beams of divine light, and it hisses and melts away into just a puddle of goo.
it always smells worse than I expect it to smell. It hasn't changed all these years. Ugh.
So with that, I'm going to fast track here a little bit, and the party departs the ruined citadel.
We the party.
Departs the citadel and makes its way back to... Are we going back to the gnomish village then at this point? Or are we just heading back?
Mission
Look for
complete.
Lolly
We
if
got
you need to go
the
back.
trafficker of humans. We got them. Wait, we're in this place. They're all vacated. So you're telling me... Yeah. No, that was just me. Anyways, yeah, I'll be like, so yeah, I feel like I was asked to sign a contract with a devil, and
Sounds like very devil behavior.
yeah, I can tell you that it's as much as that devil, as I look around to everybody, as much as that devil had an amazing offer. Devils are very particular. It's a marketing scheme, and whether or not they're going to give you what you want, they're always one step ahead of you. And if you happen to, give in, you only empower that devil to harm others because you strengthen them. But
What
I'll
a
tell
horrible
you,
multi-level
not
marketing
everybody
scheme.
knows, and I'm never in a place to completely understand why someone is desperate. So again, my friends, I'm here for you.
Appreciate you, Lon.
As Lon gives that
Give
little
like a
speech, like
round-
Damiel's like right over his shoulder, glowing very brightly. Yeah.
I do the bro thing, and I like put hook an arm around his neck. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
And he like murmurs and he leans in and murmurs to you. Now, devil definitely did try to make a bit of a pass at me.
Oh,
Told him to go.
yeah, real icky. He used as we're walking out, and we're kind of giggling, he used my father, right? But the way he was talking to me, I was like, my dad never talks. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, you're not as toxic as normal. What is going on here?
My dad
Yeah,
doesn't say he loves me.
Like, this could have been a lot more like traumatizing.
Wait a minute.
This isn't traumatizing enough to be my dad. Yeah, something like that.
No.
Not that I'm making any assumptions about your dad. You don't seem to talk about him much, so.
No actual dads were harmed in the making of this stream.
But based off of what I know about your clan and, elven nobility and whatnot, I can't imagine it's terribly cuddly.
Yeah. Where you guys want to go? Where are we heading?
Well, we're in Lolly's domain.
We got some
back
loot.
home.
Yeah.
I feel
Gotta
like I've
let
hit
him
a
know what
dead
happened.
end. I feel like I've hit a bit of a dead end where they brought the others when they were selling them. Didn't find any information in the Citadel.
Yeah,
Well,
you
overall-
have a feeling most of the souls that were probably brought here were used in the forge, unfortunately, with the large amount of bones and ash that was found within the furnace.
There's nothing that speaks to that beholder cruising around here. Is this just another safe house for his ding dongs? But the overall, right? We do know a badder bad guy, not the baddest bad end guy, but like we know there's a badder bad guy, right? This guy, you know what I mean? Like, but there's always a bigger monster. Is this?
Were there any
We should
like?
go back. We should go back to the crystal and see if the crystal glows more. Do you guys mind if we head back to the village?
I have to go back there anyway and tell them what
Yeah.
happened.
We might as well.
Maya, what do you think?
Jer.
Yes.
You would say that we did like a pretty thorough search over of the rest of the Citadel.
Yes.
From then and now, so there was no documentation, no information, nothing on any of the routes of any of the slavers or anything like that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But there was that outpost seemed very. You have a feeling that for whatever reason, the Duergar had abandoned that, relatively abandoned it. You didn't face much threat going in, and you know, really, with the exception of Palrak himself, there wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot of Duergar in there, right? There were those infernal machines, and you did see about a dozen of them run from the building once he was defeated.
You know,
Thanks for the raid, Wolf. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the raid. We're raising for
Where the loot?
98.
It was a long night. Did we pick anything up while we were here? I didn't seem to.
I know there were like heavier weapons downstairs, but none of them were magical, right?
None
Yeah.
of them were cool. I looked at all of them.
No.
was
Mind you,
nothing
there were a number of part man, part machine abominations that you faced.
We got a lot of like money
and
healing
that
potions.
seemed to be what the Forge was creating, was those things.
I'm starting to wonder because, hear me out,
Yikes.
everybody. That place was a bit too easy to clear out. Makes me wonder if maybe Pilerack has kind of fallen out of favor with whoever the hell runs the 8. Because there was no one there.
I mean, are you sure it wasn't just bait for us anyway?
Obviously, it was a trap. Obviously.
Did anybody else?
But I mean, to get someone to sign something. To get us an audience with them in the first place. They needed us accessible.
I will. Yeah. We can move and chat. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
walk
Beat
and
it.
talk. Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
walk and talk.
All right. Wolf's got to run. Have a good night. So the party returns and walks back through, you know, the many illusions and sort of subtle tricks of the eye that defend the gnomish village. And it's not long before you are back within Veilstone Hollow. And you arrive to notice that, like, the crystal in the ceiling no longer glowing. There's no light here. There's no illumination. There is no movement within the town, save for what appears to be a campfire in the center.
It's Greg.
Curly Jefferson.
Definitely. I'm going there.
Okay.
Here we go.
As you make your way into the center of town, just as before, the town is in rough shape, but even more so, there are no lights on, and you notice that, like, maybe where some decoration was hanging on a house before, like on a door, there was maybe some sort of something akin to like a wreath, or a pot of a potted mushroom or something. All of these things seem to be gone now, and when you reach the center of the town, there is a small cooking fire, and sitting beside it is Boren.
It's Boren! He's got the weapon. I look over at the forge. Is it lit?
And as the forge is, well, the forge is a little ways away, but there doesn't seem to be anything happening there. And as you enter the town square, Damiel streaks past you ahead to Borin, and you see him disappear into a blade that Doran is carrying.
Oh.
Doran,
Thank you so
what's
much.
and
Not even so much
Damiel go?
like Talio.
Borin says, "You made it back.
Yeah.
I do not see the elder with you. I assume
He's dead.
He's with us in spirit.
He seems
No, he's not.
visibly.
He's in hell.
He seems visibly saddened by that. But Boran's shoulders dip a little bit, and he says, "The Stonevale clan have left for deeper caverns. I wanted to stay as I told you that you could take this." And he motions to the sword. The sword is complete now. The hilt on it is intact. The crystals, obviously taken from the large crystal in the center of the chamber, are now embedded in the blade in a number of places. And and there is a faint glow to where the crystals sit, along the blade and on the pommel.
That's a really cool sword.
Very cool song.
That's a real cool sword.
He says that hold on, I gotta get my notes here. That's not what I want. Shackled City. There. Okay. He says that the Ambril is now inside the blade, as is Damiel. And that it's yours to take. Ambril has chosen to stay with you, and he motions the blade over towards Lawn.
Oh my god.
Are you in there, little buddy?
Do you just say that, or do you take it?
Yeah, I take it and say it. Yeah, I'm doing this.
You sense.
I'll look at Maya like.
You sense a similar presence to the entity that you talked to within the stone before, and Damiel is certainly held within one of the crystals in the blade. So it is. There's a mix-up on the printout here. So it is a +1 longsword. It gives +1 to all saving throws of the wielder. If you hit a fiend, it does an extra d8 damage, so it would do 2d8 rather than 1d8. And once a day, you can summon Damiel out of it for 1 hour.
Oh.
Nice. That's cool.
Before he has to leave. Yeah.
Wow.
And as soon as the blade's passed over, Borin nods and then sort of puts out his little cooking fire, gathers his things, and prepares to leave.
Is he heading? Deeper.
No messages, no letters, notes, no goodbyes, nothing.
Oh, shit. Come here.
He looks at you, Lolly, and he says, maybe you should visit the garden before you leave.
Go figure. All right.
He takes a few steps away, and then he looks back over his shoulder. And he says, maybe alone.
Okay.
And then
I'll catch up with y'all by the entrance, I guess.
and then he just
start walking
walks
over
away.
I want to be able to see at least this top of her head. You know what I mean? Like, this place is dark.
Okay.
There's nobody here anymore. Like, yeah, nah. I just spoke to Satan about 3 hours ago.
Okay.
I think if you guys don't mind, can we just at least keep your privacy? But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, when as Lolly walks back to where the gardens were previously, where you had spoken with Lyra Stonevale, when you reach there, everything is dead. The plants droop and rot on the ground as if they've been that way for weeks.
Can I make an insight check to see if this is something that she was like using some sort of hallucinatory terrain to like make people think it was better than it was, or if she wasn't who she said she was?
I don't think there's a role that would give you that kind of insight. I mean, you can certainly be thinking those thoughts, but I can't think of a role that would confirm or deny that for you.
Okay. Can I look around just for like a note?
Yeah. So you step within the laneways and walkways of this rotting garden. And eventually you make your way to the center, where there are a number of miniature, don't think like Stonehenge monuments, but miniature stones arranged in such a way that a druid might keep a circle. In the center lies the body of what appears to be a gnomish woman, and she looks like she has been dead for some time.
Oh boy.
Is she familiar?
Moving closer, you begin to recognize her tattered strands of matted hair and the braids that they're kept in are familiar to you. Her flesh crawls with many like insect and earthly creatures like worms and stuff. And she very much looks like she has been gone for some time. This is not an accelerated purpose. Things are naturally decomposing here.
She's been dead this whole time.
Are there any?
Gene is just like he doesn't get like shaken very easily, but like he is looking around and just thinking like, how is this even possible? Like this defies.
So just to be clear, nobody can see the body of the woman that I described, but you can certainly, because you did say you were going to keep sort of an eye out for
Yeah.
Lolly. You can certainly see the rotten garden, and clearly it could not have decomposed to this state in the time that you were gone.
Mm-hmm. So he's just like going around and just like touching things and confirming that they feel as if they look that way.
Yeah. So as you do that and you're out by the edges, yes, everything You can give me a nature check, but everything seems as it should. Like, as it's real. This is not an illusion.
Can I search her body while...
So 13.
Yeah, nothing out of the usual for Jean, other than he does not. This is not an illusion. When you search her body, you notice that she is noticeably missing a her signet.
Is there anything else on her though? Like tokens
give me
or any kind of
you can give
note?
me either a nature or medicine check. Your choice.
Oh. Better at nature, so let's do that. 22.
As
22.
as you maybe search up the body a little bit, it becomes the bones are twisted and gnarled, as if they had been reshaped.
What?
You do know that Lyra was a druid. You do know that Lyra is a druid and can wild shape. It does not look like that. It looks like something literally twisted her from the inside, like her bones were malleable.
We're not even there.
No, you're not there.
But the bones are visible, yes.
In places, yes, because you're able to see that.
Are any of her finger bones particularly twisted?
Yes.
Like maybe the one that would have had the signet ring on it? I'm gonna take one of those.
All right.
And that's just gonna be the thing that I have from her, I guess. Since she didn't leave anything else behind except a rotting corpse. Cool. Does it seem like there might have been some kind of possession happening? Like, especially considering what all we just saw.
Can you give me an idea how you might assess that?
I have no idea. Can I lick the bone and see if it tastes like brimstone?
Man, it's dark in here.
I'm not sure that you can bring yourself to lick the bone. Can you?
Yes, do it.
No.
Lick the bone.
I mean, if there's one clean enough.
You're gonna lick the
The twisted
desiccated,
one.
gnarled bones of your mother.
If there was some sort of possession or that in place, you might be able to sense the remnants of that with if you had some kind of like detect magic or something like that.
I don't have that. And I'm too stubborn to ask for help right now. Which sucks, because I want to know what the heck is going on. Okay.
You alright?
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say, I need someone to go look at that and tell me what you think happened, and I don't really want any assessments beyond the very technical facts.
What
Like two brand new FBI agents. Like Gene and I walk over. Oh, my clone's beard! And just like barfing.
Literally, just, like Mikkel just like walks up.
Jesus, slapping on back.
Okay, so hold on a sec. Just rewind here for a second. So Lolly
Maya,
asks for
maybe?
help. Who is actually going into the garden?
Only if she wants me to.
I think I want Maya to do some kind of divine sense in there. And if anyone has some kind of detect magic or something.
Detect magic!
I have both of those things.
Great.
Does
Go
Maya have
do
both
it.
of those?
I do.
Okay,
Please.
so and you know,
you are sort of the closest thing that Lolly has to a friend, I suppose. So
Harsh. Closest thing I have to a friend.
so
Especially since you killed off my entire family, Jeremy.
Maya, your divine sense pings immediately of a fiendish presence
Where?
in the center of the garden. And as Lolly leads you there, you find this circle of tiny stones and the body of a gnomish woman who you believe from her braids and things is Lyra, who you all spoke to before leaving.
Like yesterday?
8 hours ago.
It's very powerful.
And am I getting a sense that this place was desecrated? Because it does tell me that as well.
Yes.
Lovely. Okay. And then I will cast Detect Magic as well.
You begin to sense conjuration magic from just beneath the soil and the earth. Like little bits of light begin to pop up around the clearing at the center of the garden.
I look at Lily. It's beneath the body.
All right, folks, grab a shovel. We're digging.
All right.
Digging for what? What do you guys find? You guys see anything?
No idea. It's just under. So
Maya,
we're
you
gonna
find
find
anything?
out what it is.
I go and I take out my foldable shovel.
Just be careful and I tell them that it's fiendish. Whatever it is that I'm sensing is fiendish.
Do you want to like
Ooh.
move the remains or?
I don't really want to touch it at all.
What's
Have you a
funny,
religion
you
check?
never seen a dead body before?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
I've
Okay.
seen plenty.
I figured you would. You're a god.
Really roll bad in this game.
That sounded rude somehow. Sorry.
It's a 14.
Okay.
Yeah, the fiend.
You don't see any signs to indicate desecrated ground, but you, I think, would understand Maya's abilities, and if she's sensing that, you don't doubt it.
So you think there's something underneath the body?
That's where I'm getting the sense from.
We like to use mold earth.
Mold
Oh,
earth.
nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's great because if we try to move that
So,
sorry, but
as
the
you
day of the body,
begin
it'll
to
come apart.
shift the earth, Gene, you begin to reveal a similar symbol to a similar rune to what was glowing within the fortress when you found the little gnome that he was standing within, and it covers basically the entire inner parts of this garden. Within the small standing stones, it is still radiating. Like as you begin to move the dirt, it begins to glow, and if your detect magic spell is
5
still
foot step.
working, Maya, you can see that this is some form of a conjuration circle again, but buried in the center of the garden. You maybe only go down a few inches, and it's like there's a slab of stone, the rock floor, all the earth and moss and lichen and things like that was growing in this garden is easily removed to see this stone underneath, and a great summoning circle etched into it and glowing.
Let's take a step back.
Does it
Okay.
look like it's already been triggered? Or like it could still be triggered?
It is currently empowered and running.
Okay, so nobody touch that.
That's the first thing that I wanted
Some
to
of
do.
you are sort of standing on it
I was gonna say some of us have already gone into it.
as you were
right?
digging.
I was
Now,
Yeah.
Mikkel did say he took a step back. So
Yeah, 5 foot step.
So he's stepped out of the circle, and Ambril's gift empathically, it can't talk to you, Lons, but you feel it is giving you a feeling of anxious and sort of what's the word I'm looking for when someone needs to be careful?
Caution.
Yes, caution. Thank you. It's giving you a feeling of caution.
It's like that blind guy from Little Nicky.
But like I said, it can't speak to Lon. It just gives sort of that empathetic push.
Yeah. May I? Perza, reveal yourself, you coward.
Ooh.
So you say that, and the circle begins to burn. Flames begin to climb
Sort of like
out of it.
Fucking hell.
Yanker out
I'm
of there.
probably definitely still sitting on it, just like in a stupor.
Literally,
I'd
yeah, but
grab
mine just
you
like
and yank you out.
like a slide whistle.
Okay. As everyone steps off, the flames intensify immensely.
Who the fuck are you summoning, Lon?
This thing is what approached me when we entered the Citadel,
What'd you call it?
asking for my soul and maybe others. Now that you have us all here,
So as the flames rise, a shape begins to take form in the middle of the circle, and before long, a great fiend stands before you. Red, scaled body towering over you inside the circle. From its waist are many chains hanging, and at the end, almost like on a leash, on the end of each chain is a lemure. They seem more frightened than aggressive as they cling to him for, well, maybe not him, its
Comfort?
strength and comfort, yes. Its wings, which are sort of wrapped around it almost like a tight cloak, begin to stretch out, and you are sort of 10 feet away from, for all intents and purposes, a pit fiend.
How tall is he?
He's tall.
I think Lollipop just spits.
Okay. He looks to Lon. His body is radiating immense heat as well as a fear aura. So I can have everybody make a wisdom save, please.
Not a spell, is it?
No. No, I would not consider this a spell.
Well. 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 I just want you to know that I just rolled a -1.
I saw that, yes.
16.
oh my goodness.
So I have a +2 to my wisdom save, but
It's not going to beat it. It's not going to beat it.
I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1. I rolled
Okay.
I rolled a whole ass natural 1 on my best die. I'm mad. I'm not upset. I'm very upset right now.
So that's 2 nat 1s for this group. Great.
Not
Rolled a
good.
12.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
So everyone has fallen under the frightened condition.
We scared.
Even with a 16?
Oh yeah.
The DC is north of 20.
I was gonna say it's probably like 28.
I'm a little scared now.
Yeah.
Robot P.
he lets a great sigh out, and
Steam. Like Hellboy.
Lon,
There's a.
how can I assist you?
Lolly, looking for anything?
I'd like to know what the hell happened. Mostly.
What happened to her mother?
Oh.
Kisses.
And he looks down at the skeletal.
You're so obsessed with her.
Skeletal remains, and he says, "She."
I don't think that anyone knew that was my mother, by the way.
No, that's why obligatory was just like, what does Lolly want?
Yeah, no.
I feel like
and you said what happened here, right?
Yeah, I just want to know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he looks down at the skeletal remains, and says, "The Druid of the Grove gave over her people to me."
I don't think that's true.
I have no reason to deceive you. And the stench of sulfur begins to overtake everyone.
IRL, sulfur smells like a fart. Thank you, Jer. Appreciate you for that.
Yep, absolutely. Well, it's brimstone, but, sulfur.
What's the name of
Rotten
the beholder,
eggs
guy?
and farts.
What's the name of the beholder?
He told you his name was Orbius.
I was gonna say
Orbius? Lolly, do you have any other questions?
If she gave you her people, why wouldn't she still be alive?
This form was taken away so she might have something more suiting.
Oh, I know. I know what you don't want us to metagame. No.
Is he telling the truth?
I was like, I gotta get questions. Nope, won't ask that question.
You can make an insight check, but being frightened, I'm going to ask that you make it a disadvantage.
Sure. That's going to go really well anyway, because I have a -1 to insight. So
Make the
that's
insight too?
4.
Yeah, you can make an insight.
With disadvantage?
With disadvantage, please.
17 with disadvantage.
Yeah, you don't sense that he's being.
And so where are the people now?
The ones that joined me, or the ones that.
The ones that were given to you, supposedly.
Oh, and he looks down at the lemur.
Like gesture.
He looks down at the lemur chained to his waist.
But none of the other people? Just the one?
There was supposed to be more, but the elder chose to sacrifice himself.
Seems fitting. Grand gesture, no actual plan. Well,
The right hand side of the dog count. I just like.
that's all I need to know.
Are we done here, Lon?
Sorry, I was a little bit distracted.
Nope, that's okay.
Not necessarily. Well, we have you here. I expect that you're not giving us any troubles.
Why
Do you work with Orbius?
Why would I do that?
Do you work with Orbius?
Orbius.
A beholder.
Hmm.
And I'll show my hand.
Oh dear.
West side.
He says, I have no knowledge of this creature that you speak of. I am familiar with the aberrants, but not this one that you speak of.
Maya, I look to Maya. Anything else we want from this fiend? Oh, I'm scared. Is there anything else that we want from this fiend? Sorry, I can't act right now.
Look at you. Your
Anything else you can think of?
That I can think of at this time.
The massive creature looks down at Maya and says, when you're ready for an introduction, I would be happy to take you to her.
So you said.
He does not take his eyes off of you.
Leans over to Lon. Not really sure how this whole circle thing works. Does he have to answer truthfully to answer to things you say, or like what's the whole thing here? Is it like a
No fucking clue. Keep it tight, bro.
trying to keep it fucking tight, but like you know,
Keep it tight, bro.
trying to keep it fucking tight. My
he says,
wires
well,
are crossed.
Well, I'm going to take my leave of you now then.
Have you a name?
Olan knows one of my names.
There's a
Enough to bring you here and control you when we need to. So beware of messing with and I fall apart because I'm all, you know what I mean, scared. Like, so
yes.
You know.
Yes, I came at your beck and call.
Well, you should come to Coralon's call and kneel before the shining moon of lawful goodness. Something like that. I'm falling apart. I'm scared.
Keep it tight. Keep it cut.
I'm going to let the five of you go now.
Keep it tight. Keep it tight.
Okay. Tight. Go.
We will. He sort of scans across all five of you, just pausing for a moment, and he's like, "We will, of course, keep in touch."
All right.
And with that, his wings sort of close up back around him, and the circle begins to just fill with dark smoke. And before long, the smoke just sort of starts to drift outside of the circle, and you realize he is no longer within it.
Is the body still there?
Yes.
Is the circle still glowing?
Yes.
If anybody got a name during the little chit chat, I think you say it here, we get an extra couple seconds with them.
Well,
I'm gonna go change my pants about something else, and I'll be right back.
About something else. Yep, fine.
Can I try to drag the body out?
It's gonna come in pieces.
That's fine.
You'll want to do it with like a cloth or something.
I'm not grabbing the cloth.
All right.
Maya, I know fiends, and I know how they can try to disrupt unity. I don't know what that was, but if you know anything or have heard anything that you'd like to impart upon us, so that we can help or have a shared understanding, we're here for you.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, Maya. Who's mine? Yeah.
You're like
Didn't he
talking to
just
us behind bushes
you
while
an-
you're changing your shorts. It's hard to hear
Pretty
you.
sure I pull up my pants. I'm like pretty sure he just said, right to you, like if you want an introduction to somebody. He was a really big dude. We all heard that.
Offered me an introduction, yes. I turned him down.
No. To who? To who? Like, who's she?
Your mom. I raise my hand to Jean and I fist bump Lon. High
I
five.
hope it's not your mom.
Teen.
You know what I mean? No mom jokes, but hey,
No,
you know,
your mom. I was saying. You get
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
she's a saint. But anyways,
I'm sure she is.
I just hope he
it's up
has
to you.
like
If you want to
a
keep that to
locket
you,
where
that's
she's
fine.
canonized.
Don't you talk about my mom?
Oh,
She's
father
a
jokes
saint.
and mom jokes. There's nothing to tell. I didn't take him up on his offer.
No, we believe that. It was the she part. It's so when we're all going through this mystery that is life, and there's a she ... question mark. You know what I mean? Introduce you to her. If you don't want to tell us that, that's fine.
Lon, maybe
but
she's
that's
not
what we
ready to
heard.
come out yet.
Okay. Well, can't say that we didn't hear.
Yeah. It's on the table.
Okay.
No closets here.
So,
Lordy.
with this bit of uncomfortableness between everyone, I
Don't
will.
worry, Lon. Your heart's in the right place. Your heart's in the right place, mate.
You begin to make your way back to Cauldron. Is that safe to assume?
Yeah.
Well, what's Lolly doing with the body?
Yeah.
Well, Lolly
she's
told
Dragging
me-
it out of the circle.
Oh, do you do that?
I want to pull it out of the circle.
Okay.
Want a barrier?
Not here. I just don't want her inside that circle.
Yeah, wherever's a good place for you to visit. You know, death is about, you going and memorializing, where they're at, or, so.
Yeah, funerals are more so for the living.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be coming back here. There's really nothing. And I gesture to the empty city and the dead plants and the dead body.
So wait,
Not really a
so
lot.
wait,
It is
whoa. Boren? I'm like, where's Boren? First of all, who
Left.
pointed you in that direction cryptically, handed me a sword, knew that everybody was gone.
It's a
Obviously,
kick-ass
your
sword.
mother has been dead for a long time.
This person.
Yeah, we don't
Boring
technically know
is,
it's her
uh,
mother.
You don't know it's her mom.
But I'm saying, okay, but the place looks pretty desiccated, like
It's
it's
empty.
been
Yeah.
for a long time. Yeah. So, what? Where's Boren at? Was that
He just left.
Boren?
So do you run after him, maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, well, I have questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
We just talked to you on the way in here. Everything
You-
was normal.
You sort of run off in the direction, Lon, that he was traveling, and you don't catch him. He's nowhere to be found. And eventually, it leads to a set of caverns leading out of the village. And although there is signs of recent passage, you don't see Boren anywhere.
He was anything
the
but
rest of the
boring.
village look like. Does the rest of the village look like we were gone for the appropriate amount of time, comparably?
Yes, but it does look like the moment you left, they began to pack and leave.
They began to leave. Okay,
They were sure that
but
we
it doesn't
were
look
gonna
like
die, and they were
we've
gonna
been
get
gone for weeks.
No. The only thing that has sort of a time discrepancy seems to be the garden. The garden looks like it's been rotted and dying for some time, and the body within again seemed to have been there for some time. But the rest, everything else seems as it should be, with the exception of it was clearly a lot of places were vacant, and but the gnomes that had remained here sort of picked up and left after you guys departed.
Yeah, they probably thought that we were bringing hell down on
The
their
crystal
heads.
in the center of the cavern no longer glows with any sort of light. It's just a piece of architecture now. But that light can be seen in the sword that Lon carries now.
Okay.
Interesting.
You're right, Lon.
Yeah, did anybody else speak to a devil?
Well,
Yep.
apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. How's everybody feeling? That was pretty scary, right? We've had a lot. Let's go to Cauldron. let's sit down, let's have a beer, get some fresh air, lay out our loot a little bit. I could use some armor. You know what I mean? You could use a haircut. I'm not pointing at anybody. I'm just being a smartass. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
What do you want? What do you want? I've never shaved in a few days.
Okay.
But
I'm going to say that you make your way back to Cauldron, and it takes about a week again to return to Cauldron. I'm going to give everyone an opportunity here. We're just going to go around the table, and
Rumor mill?
no, we are going to get to that, but I would just like everyone to sort of give me one thing that your companions would notice about you during camp that week. Like, like when you have that quiet time to yourself at camp, and people sort of look your way, what is your character like doing? Or maybe you're not taking that lone time. Maybe you're being far more social and checking in on people. But I'd just like everyone to take an opportunity to sort of tell me what traveling with their character for that week is like. Does that sound fair, or is that too on the spot? Can we come up with something on the fly like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to volunteer to go first?
I
I
can.
could go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's have Gene.
So I feel like Gene would look to Lon to say, "Tell me more about your gods and moralities."
Okay.
oh, okay.
Are you
Yeah.
looking? Would you be looking for like teachings during that time then?
Yeah, he'd be like asking Lon like about, what makes someone moral, what kind of choices in life.
Yeah.
And he'd start asking some fairly complex questions about greater evils and are you still a bad person if you do something out of goodwill that is perhaps less than good normally.
He's like Pinocchio. What is feelings?
Can I?
Gene's having his "does this unit have a soul" moment.
Don't bring that on me.
How
dare you?
Okay. So like around the campfire when everyone's taking a break and things like that, that's when Gene is sort of taking that opportunity to sit with Lon and ask questions like that.
Yeah, and he might even ask him if he's got anything to read.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to can we do Lon next then, since this sort of involved like.
Yeah, hastily scribbling a response. But yeah, if it's just over the week and we're just kind of anecdotally passing through, and just Gene's overall cachet has changed from like was miserable going down here to like really trying to continue to bring the team together as much as possible through like smart jokes and dad jokes and things like that to kind of get a giggle here and there amongst the trauma, just as a distraction. But in overall tenets, as opposed to getting too deep into Coralon, in order to be a good teacher, you have to be a reach. You have to reach to teach. So you just try to keep it simple, where it's just like, for Coralon and the morals that are like goodly, they don't necessarily have to be lawful, as long as you're doing the hard rights over the easy wrongs. You're doing what's right when nobody's looking kind of energy. Have you ever felt that way before? Where you're trying to reach the greater good. Sometimes that doesn't reach everybody, but you're going for the 80% solution of doing what's right for the world around you, to create as much balance and goodness as there is. So in righteousness, and make sure there's fairness to the weak. Empower those that don't have power, that need it. Use your strengths to bolster your community around you. Bring groups like this together. Use empathy. Listen to folks that are here, and try to reach them without scaring them off or over traumatizing them off the events that they got here. So those are kind of some of the tenets of Coralon. There's this huge book. Some people get really into this thing and they get lost on chapter 37 and they try to interpret their own way. But the bottom line is, doing what you feel is right, that makes the world a better place when you leave it.
And I'm just going to bounce back to Gene for a moment. So, like, what is Gene's reaction to that? Is he just a silent listener, or you tell me?
Yeah, I think he would be taking in a lot more than he's giving back in the conversation, but like would be asking the probing questions, and a big one that would weigh on him would be something like, "And so you're saying, in essence, that the means may sometimes justify the ends when seeking the greater good?"
I think that's one of the lessons that I missed with the Beholder, to be fair. But I'm also a fledgling acolyte myself. But sometimes you need to stand up to something greater than you to inspire those around you.
Okay.
You've given me much to think upon.
Lolly, you jumped in there to say you would go. So, I mean, you've been hearing these two have sort of these discussions, but what is Lolly doing on the way back? What is the party perceiving of her?
She's not talking a lot. She's not offering up any jokes or music like normal. She hasn't refreshed her makeup since all that happened, so it's all just like streaky. It's just like clown makeup running down her face, like a little disturbing. Her hair's not in pigtails anymore. It's just down and like stringy, and because we're in the jungle, right? So like
Mushroom jungle.
damp, stringy hair. The pink is going out of it.
Yeah, it's sort of like really mountainous jungle where you are. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And she's been wearing this like black cloak a lot more over her very colorful costume clothing.
Okay. How about Maya? What's Maya's mood or outward appearance on the way home?
I think that Maya is very lost in thought. And the party would catch her like playing with or looking at her symbol of Bahamut a lot. And sometimes like playing with that silver streak that she has in her hair. And like just thinking very much to herself. And when she's not doing that, like at some point she would go to Lolly and just kind of sit next to her and just be like, "Do you want to talk about it?"
No, I don't think so. Whoever I was before, it doesn't really matter now. No one's there anyway. So, time for something new.
Okay.
I'm not an expert on loss, but I'm here if you need it.
Thanks. Same. Whatever that's worth.
He made me a very strange offer.
Really?
Lon's like,
I knew you were gonna do that. Still made me laugh.
Zoom it on the ear.
I hope my ears are gonna.
Everyone around the campfire is like,
Yeah, everybody just stops moving.
No.
"We
Nichols
don't
like
move,
brushing
they
his
want more
teeth.
listening."
Hey, I got a Katie laugh. Huzzah!
What kind of offer? Or if you want to say. I mean, I got a weird one too.
Yeah. offered to introduce me to my deity's enemy.
Can I make a religion check and see if I know who that is?
I
probably don't.
think you need to make a religion check to know who it is.
Oh, okay.
I think Tiamat and Bahamut are very iconic dragons in the cosmology of Dungeons and Dragons and Greyhawk, for that matter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think you would
probably
need
know.
to know who the archenemy of Bahamut is.
Oh, shoot. Like, five. Rar.
Mm-hmm. Teeth and everything. Huh.
Interesting.
Said that that what happened when I was born was her, not Bahamut.
Ominous. Can these things lie, do you think? I mean,
I'm sure they can. They work for the father of lies.
okay.
Okay,
So it's probably
Mikkel, I'm
lying.
going to jump to you. What is Mikkel doing on the journey home when he has moments to himself, or when he's around the campfire?
Well, I think there's always that happy-go-lucky kind of camaraderie and whatnot, little joke here and there. When he's by himself, or when they're settling down for bed, he's always right before bed got a journal, and in the morning, when he always brushes his teeth. He may not always comb his hair or like fix his beard or whatever, but he always brushes his teeth. Like, yeah, there are a few things that he never misses at exact specific times. He'll be brushing his teeth and reading out of a little book to himself. And it's like the cover's probably all torn off and the spine's all bent up and whatever, and the pages are dog-eared and stuff. It's a really old little book. And I think maybe here and there probably work on his armor, fix up a few things, and sharpen the sword, whatever. And I think at one point, maybe in Undercommon or Deep Nine, whatever you want to say, he'll say to Lolly in her language, say, "Oi, did you hear about the drunk miner? Finally hit rock bottom."
That's a common one in my neck of the woods.
Look what you've started, Lon.
Puns about.
Dad jokes is how we all deal with our trauma.
That was a really
Um,
cold joke.
It made you smile at least.
Yep.
Yeah. He like kind of like wiggles wiggles one of his knees and he just like listens to a soft squeak and he's like, hang on, no. Excuse me. And he like goes and he sits on his bedroll and he just takes off his leg. He starts like,
Another punch.
he's working on it. Oi.
You gotta. Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
On the journey back, a couple things. There are apes within the jungle, and although you don't see them, I'm not going to ask you to make survival checks or anything. You obviously find like places they've slept or trails, and this would be like mountain gorillas that live in the area.
Nests are so cool.
You also find evidence of giants. You're guessing hill giants that wander through these jungles and hills. And these are both creatures that would not surprise people like Maya who are native to Cauldron. Giants wander these mountains, and hill giants don't really organize very well. So they're never really a danger to Cauldron. They're more a danger to caravans and things like that on coming to and from the city.
And the apes, again, are no danger unless the people of Cauldron sort of provoke an attack or wander into their territories and things like that. And these are things that you would have noticed on the way, but we just sort of we washed over that on your way there.
That's cool.
But just I wanted to make note of them on the way back. These hills are also so in the mountains. I mean, they're also known for there are a number of I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but Deinonychus packs, which are basically raptor packs.
Little raptor fluffy guys.
And if you get into the lowlands of the jungles here, once you get out of the mountains, there are much bigger, like Tyrannosaurus-like carnivores as well that wander the lowlands. But up in the mountains, you know that this is not a case. Also, when you get down into the lowlands, a lot of baboon packs and things like that. Pack might be the wrong word for baboons. Anyway,
I don't know.
You
There's
get
one other thing.
You get my drift, though, right?
Called a troop.
I think you might be right. I think did you look that up? Oh, okay. I just thought if you were guessing, I mean that's a good guess.
No, I think it's called a troop.
So it's not long
Flange.
before you reach Cauldron again, and you know at night when you were around the campfire, you could maybe hear animals or the apes, maybe even occasionally a tiger growling or roaring in the night. But everything is uneventful, and you make it back to Cauldron. As you approach the gate to Cauldron, you are stopped. There is a checkpoint, and the guardsmen at the gate are stopping other people coming into the city, and they are charging a gate tax.
Is that new?
Yes.
What?
Yes, it's new.
Ooh.
I make sure my city guard symbol is out
Okay.
when we get close.
City guard is
Right.
running the gate, right?
Yes, they are. So as you get closer, it's eventually your turn to pass through the gate, and the guards on the gate tell you that it's 5 copper pieces to enter Cauldron.
Says who?
Since when? What's going on?
The gentleman that offered up that it was that cost tells you that the Lord Mayor has instituted a raise in the taxing of the city,
Insight.
and that includes a gate tax.
Natural 20.
He is telling you the truth.
There was no gate tax in any ordinance of taxes when I first entered Cauldron.
Well,
What the fuck's
things
going on?
change, and
In 2 bloody weeks.
it's only been in place for a week. And he looks about at the other guards are like nodding. 5 copper
Right.
in, 5 copper out.
Why? What the hell's going on? Usually that kind of thing is instilled.
Streets
with
and
something.
buildings to maintain.
You're locking people in if they cannot pay.
Or out if they can't.
5 copper to pass in and out of the gates of Cauldron. Let's have it
Like, I'm
then.
not.
And they put out their hands.
I'll just give them
Can I
one
do
gold.
like a perception check to make sure these guys are legit?
Yeah, you can make it an insight check to see if you think they're lying or anything. You're gonna offer up a gold piece there,
Yeah.
Lolly?
Yeah, like,
That's to be for everybody then, huh?
They dole out appropriate change because the total for the party would only be 2.5 silver. So you get
We
for
have
one
that,
gold
like,
piece, you get 7.5 silver, 7.5 silver back. So 7
I
silver.
look at the line
5
behind
copper.
us.
Yeah,
How many people are behind us?
I don't know, maybe a dozen.
I'll pay for them. This is bullshit.
Okay. So you fork over to that.
Yeah.
And the one guard's like, "Oh, big spenders." And the one
I don't fuck.
one of
Shut the hell
one
up.
of the guards women is like, "Don't you recognize those are the ones that freed all the people from beneath the city? They got lots of money, I hear they found down underneath."
Not a fucking big spender. I'm just doing what's fucking right. There are people who probably couldn't pay that, and probably people shouldn't be having to pay that. It's fucking bullshit.
I'll look at the gate guard. Mickle just learned the F word yesterday, so just give it a day.
Okay, so
My favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite fucking word now.
Mickle fork
God damn it.
fork out a gold piece and
Get inside.
and people begin to move in. They're very thankful. And there's a couple woodcutters that look like they come in and out through the gates regularly, and they are very thankful for you for paying their gate tax for today.
They're making even people. There should be like a pass or permit or something like that
welcome,
for people
woodcutters.
working outside the fucking walls. Sorry.
So as
sorry.
Mickle's
it's probably
ranting,
It's not your fucking problem, but still, this is bullshit.
So with that,
you
you
got a
For our
14
blessings of gate
on
pass here.
you got 14 on insight.
Yeah.
You don't have any reason to believe that they're lying.
I'll look at Mickle. I'm like, let's go. We're gonna go figure out why.
How
this
many
is
other
happening.
people are out there that have come back in today?
Mickle,
You must
you're
know.
yelling at the messengers. Let's go figure out why this is happening.
Gene
Sure.
would lean
You're
down
doing
and
it well.
get right in one of their faces. The one that was being really vocal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "You are small. and
His
I
face
do
is
not
like this
you,
far.
Yours.
But you have
Yeah.
a job to do. And so I
Yeah.
will not harm you." And he'll walk
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, right. It's not like it's our fault. We're just following orders.
Yeah, but you could be a little bit more caring about it or something like that. And you could also say, no,
Okay. Next time, I will say please.
upholding a fucking shitty system.
So everyone
say please.
everyone is inside the gates, and once you're inside, everything seems pretty normal.
Alright, what the fuck was that?
As you make your way through the streets, you do overhear though vendors saying, like, you know, "Oh, that'll be 5 silver. Oh, and a copper piece for the tax."
A sales tax.
There's basically a
Where
sa-
there wasn't one before.
Yes.
The 3% for you to, you know, the fee, the service fee, in order to buy the thing.
That seems to be
new.
what's happening here. Yes.
Jeremy, how dare you bring tariffs into this game?
How fucking dare you bring
How dare you?
You know
fucking
this is a
capitalism
sensitive
and
issue.
tariffs into my Christian Minecraft
listen,
server?
it's literally in the module. My apologies,
I
friends.
know. It's
My
funny, though.
apologies.
I just want to remind you that this is a Canadian commenting on tariffs.
Yeah.
Just for
Okay.
our
Commenting
American friends.
on tariffs.
Where would you like to
Next
go
thing
in
you
the
know, he's
city
gonna
now
write
that you're
executive
within
order.
the gate?
We have a friend. We have a locksmith friend.
Yeah, I'm going
Would
to
he
this anyway.
be a good source of information to ask about this nonsense?
Oh, he better.
Yeah, you could certainly make your way to Gelves.
I have lessons
I'd like-
to pick back up on anyway.
I'll need to go. Can we swing by mine real quick, though, first?
Well, do you want to say the party splits up and goes in different directions here, and we can just?
Yeah, I'm headed for the guard place.
Okay.
Gene has a friend that he would like to go check in on.
Okay.
And if anybody wanted to go with him, he would be fine. But
I still have a thumb, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, sign me up.
Cool.
Alright.
Mickle, wanna go blow off some
How about
steam?
we all meet somewhere then? Sure. We gotta go see Sondor first.
In the past, you guys have met at the drunken
The Markoth.
the drunken Markoth. Do you want to say that you're going to meet back there later tonight or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be really cool if it was called a Minot. It's mine.
You know what, we missed the episode where we left Cauldron. We missed the opportunity to have Maya really talk to the guards and everything. So I'm going to start
Let's
with
go,
Maya. So Maya, you make
Cedar
your
needs
way
to know.
to the town. Now,
Yeah,
you,
do it. Do it.
Just to be clear, you're by yourself, correct?
Mhm.
Yes. The ear zoom. Yeah. So
Hashtag ear zoom.
you arrive, and the guard is there.
I'm looking for my trainer.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just bringing up my notes for your character because I have all the info there.
Like Globo Gym trainer. Just nice.
Are you going? So you're going to find Garrick? Is that correct? The veteran.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to say that you find him. He has a thick gray beard that frames his strong jawline. His hair, once a rich black, is now salt and pepper mixed and cropped very short for practicality. I will say that he is bundling crossbow bolts when you find him in the yard. Because the guard do have like a small keep compound, and he's enjoying the sun and bundling crossbow bolts. Oh, look what the cat dragged in.
Yep.
So what? Now
It's
you're
been
now you're going to go
couple of
back
weeks.
to work, I suppose. In my time, you couldn't just take leaves.
Had to walk uphill both ways.
Someone that is close to me needed help.
Yeah. Look around. The people of Cauldron need help. They're close to you.
I can see that. What the hell is going on?
Oh. Taxes need to be collected. Apparently,
What changed?
Not really sure. The Lord Mayor just decided that we needed to bolster the city's treasuries.
Just out of nowhere, he just decided this.
Well, don't get me wrong. There's there's definitely some places that work needs to be done around the city.
I mean, such is the way of all cities.
We've also brought on a load of new recruits.
Yeah, are these ones gonna stay out of our jails this time?
Oh, you needn't be so hard on those two.
It's our job to protect people, not shake them down in alleyways.
I know, but I think they were just trying to make a little extra coin. You can appreciate that, I'm sure.
I manage just fine.
Well, either way, they have been able to double agents for us a little. Were you here when the goblins were raising up a fuss? Or had you left already?
Was I?
Yeah, you had just actually, before you just left, you had heard about goblin graffiti artists and goblins getting into all kinds of trouble in around the city. And nobody knew where they were coming from. I should add that goblins in Cauldron would not be... I'm not saying that a goblin would be
It's not
shot
weird.
immediately walking through the gate, but at the same time, they're not... The goblins kind are generally not friendly.
They don't hang out here.
In Greyhawk. Like, they're... Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do I remember what it was that they were graffitiing on stuff?
You guys never looked into it. At the time, the priority was to go after Prylac.
Pretty sure it was like dicks and alleys and stuff.
Yeah, the what you had heard was that they were just being general nuisances with graffiti and whatnot, and getting.
I was just gonna say Banksies. They're little Banksy tribes, except they're like pranksies.
I'm so glad we had that same thought.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that.
I heard a little bit about it, but nothing beyond that.
Oh, we're not there.
Well, it turns out they were coming from some caves under the city. Big surprise there. Caves all over this damn city. Well, you know that. You've been down in them.
Yes.
Group of noble show-offs went down there, cleaned them out.
noble show-offs.
Mm-hmm. They call themselves the Stoneblades. Do you and your friends have a cool name like that? And he laughs very sarcastically.
No, thank goodness.
Dude, we get to come up with a name.
Well, these Stormblades, they flushed out these goblins. Rumors of a vampire beneath the city, no less. Mind controlling the little buggers.
Well, we found a beholder down there, so it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility at this point.
Beholders, vampires. It's all crazy. As if it weren't bad enough that there's a Morkoth down in the lake.
Okay. I know everybody says that here, but is it true? Have you seen it?
Have I seen it? Oh, you know better than that. I've told you about the Morkoth. And he stands up and sort of begins to drop his trousers for you. Look at the scar!
He's got a scar on his ass.
Something has bit him on the ass long ago, and it did not heal very well. He's like, that's from the Morkoth.
Now you suddenly remember why you blocked that out. Oh, it's this story. Here he goes
Me
again.
and Mrs. Kettle, we went down there for a little bit of evening skinny dipping, and the damn thing came up right under me.
Okay. Who's Mrs. Kettle?
Come now, the Lady of Ash Avenue, you don't... Never mind!
That is.
No, you have no idea who the fuck he's talking about.
Okay.
Is there a brothel?
So are you going back to work now? Can I put you back in the shifts, m'lady?
I need to see my parents, but yes.
Why? What's wrong with your parents?
I need to ask them some questions. Something strange happened when I was gone.
That involved your parents?
Yes.
Do you know what your problem is, Maya?
Well, I'm sure you're going to tell me.
You always think there's a mystery lying beneath everything. I send you out to patrol Magma Avenue, and you come back telling me that, there's a shakedown operation happening.
I wasn't wrong.
You always have a story to tell me. That's what I'm saying. You always feel like there's a layer beneath a layer beneath a layer.
There's layer
So far,
actions every time.
I've been pretty.
Sometimes, Maya,
spot
it's
on.
just a cantaloupe. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. I don't
love
want to know
your
what you're doing with
teacher.
cantaloupes.
Sometimes it just is what it is. Don't be too hard on your
Okay.
parents. Did you find out you're illegitimate or something? Because, really, the city's changing. You don't need to worry about things like that.
No. Someone offered me an introduction to somebody that It's complicated.
It's your father, isn't it?
It has to.
That
Has to
elf
do
has
with-
always been a little aloof with your mother, if you ask me.
I mean. Okay.
See? Now I'm digging
There-
beneath, finding layers.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. Listen. I'm not going to get into your cantaloupes. You do what you have to do.
I appreciate you staying out of my cantaloupes.
Thank you. So, you will tell me when I can put you back in rotation, correct?
Yes, of course.
And watch out for vampires and beholders and things like that beneath the street.
Sure.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
Where did those goblins end up, by the way?
I think most of them are dead.
Lovely.
I mean, when they went down into those caves, they were ambushed several times. Or so the stories tell me, are being told. The ones that weren't
Okay.
the ones that weren't killed outright, I'm sure, fled once the vampires. I think he had them all under his mind doobly-doos. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't understand the magic.
Yeah. It can be pretty bad sometimes.
They're scattered. That's all you need to worry about. They're scattered. It's all good. Say hello to your families for me.
I will.
Okay. Who would like to go next?
And I wander off to my parents.
Let's do Mickle next. Mickle, where do you go?
We're gonna go see Sondor.
Okay. So when you arrive at the home of Tug and Sondor, there is a dwarf standing outside. He carries a bouquet of flowers, and he has just knocked on the door, and he is doing his best to straighten out his beard and look presentable.
Mickle starts speaking in Dwarven.
Yes.
Hello, mate. Can
Oh.
I help you?
Yes? I'm here to see Lady Sondor.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what's your name?
Well, they call me Rick.
Rick.
Yes. Of Cauldron?
You got a second name, a last name, anything?
I'm a butcher. Rick the Butcher.
Rick the Butcher.
At that
Look at
point,
his hands.
the door opens and Sondor is wiping her hands in a towel. And
Just see, like he's all like he's like hunched over, like
and she doesn't even sort of see Rick. She's just like, "Oh, Mickle, you're back."
Oi, love, how you doing? Who's this then?
I'm better now that you're back. I wasn't sure how long you'd be gone for. Oh, this is Rick. Are those for me, dear?
no.
And he's like, yes, I thought you'd like these. You said you liked blue, so I made sure they were blue this time. And he puts forward the bouquet of flowers. And she's like, yes, blue
Cornflowers.
flowers. Very nice.
Cornflowers,
Thank you, Rick.
yeah.
And then she sort of pulls you inside and closes the door.
Ugh!
And when you come inside, the house is filled with bouquets of flowers in many, many different vases. And she's run out of vases and has had to use, like, makeshift things to hold flowers.
Wow.
Oh, don't mind these. Don't mind these.
he like looks at the card. He's like looking at all the cards and every single one of them, like seeing who they're from.
No,
and seeing if
they're all...
from Rick.
When you start looking for cards, she's like, no, they're all from Rick.
Who the fuck is Rick Sondor?
He's the butcher.
I see. He said that, but who the fuck is Rick?
Rick thinks that my husband has been gone long enough that he can start courting me.
You've been back for 2 weeks.
I know! Horny little bugger.
Has he made a move on you?
No. He's very innocent. Don't think that, Mickle.
How? Speaking of innocent, his beard is barely down to his fucking nipples. How old is this kid?
I think he's older than he looks. But he's a butcher,
Can't grow a beard.
honestly. What
Fucking
dwarf doesn't build something? Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, there's always somebody who deconstructs something, I guess. You know, everyone's got to eat.
And
Nothing wrong with
look how
that,
many
but, like-
times it took him to get the color blue right. And as you look around, like there's hardly any blue amongst the flowers.
The only charming thing I see about the guy is that he's got money to spend. Or at least he knows a good field of flowers.
Oh, he's very well off. He's very well off. He comes from a good family.
I'm gonna talk to him.
Did you have any luck? Have you found any sort of trace of Tug?
I know. Well, I have at least eliminated one place. I don't think he was there. He made it. And he kind of like fills her in on his adventures and stuff, and then he gets to the point.
She starts making tea while you're talking.
He's like doing any dishes. that
Okay,
need
so
to
you
be
start to
done,
help
anything
out
like
and you
that.
start
He's
to
helping.
explain things like that too. When there's like a knock at the door.
She's like, do me a favor and get that.
Yes, ma'am. Go over to the door.
Is it Rick?
There's
I
a
look out. I want to look out I want to look out a crack in the window first.
there is a dwarf standing at the door. He has a small package in his hand. He looks sort of middle-aged for a dwarf. He has a yellow beard.
Old yellow-bearded courier dwarf.
No. Take the box and just bring it in here. It'll go well with the tea, I'm sure.
All right. I open the door.
He looks at the dwarf looks at you quite surprised and adjusts his spectacles on his face. Oh!
I say in Dwarvish, many good mornings to you.
And to you. Is Sondor here?
Yeah, she's here.
Could I see her?
No, she's busy.
Well, I'm Nick, the candlestick maker.
Nick, this candlestick maker.
I brought her some chocolate.
Oh, beautiful. It'll go great with the tea, I take it. You have a lovely day. I'll let her know you stopped by and I'll tell her that you look just
Oh,
and
no.
I close the door.
And you kind of hear from on the other side of the door, there's no nuts this time.
I open the door. Thank you. She hates walnuts especially. And I close it again.
You come back in and she has a drawer open and you can see a great number of chocolate boxes of chocolate in it.
Forgive me, Sondor. And I put the box down and I pop it open and I'm like,
There are chocolates inside.
you know, it's a bit different from where we came from.
Like thin wafers with chocolate drizzle over them. Oh, I like those, she says. I told you they'd go well with the tea.
I dip it. It becomes what...
She says, word has gotten out that my husband did not return to me, and apparently, I'm a commodity. There's three of them. There's three of them.
Rick, Nick, whose else is it? Dick?
You've heard of him, then.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The baker.
Dick the baker.
The butcher, the baker,
Nick the candlestick maker. Fucking...
The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Rick, Nick, and Dick.
I'm so sorry. This is really
I don't understand Canadian
really
humor,
awful.
but I like it.
He's like looking around at all the flowers, and he's like looking at all the chocolates. What does Dick bring you?
Candy.
Uh-huh.
Some beautiful candy from down on Ash Avenue. I really can't complain. But if this keeps up, do you know how much weight I'm going to gain? Look at me, I'm already getting around as a bus. A cart.
Beautiful.
Because there is no buses here.
Speaking of which, I hate to be that guy, but I have a couple of questions for you, Sondor. I was just about to get to the part where I met somebody, and I know that about. You've probably maybe heard them talking about him when you were down there. I hate to bring it up to you, but have you at any point, since I've been gone at least, or since you were down there, been approached about some sort of a deal with the devil?
And she's about to tell you, but we're going to jump to Jean. Jean!
Sondor's not here!
Gene.
Go away, Dick!
Jean, where are you going? And, sorry, was Lon going with you? Was someone going with you?
We're skipping and holding hands and singing musical theater the whole way.
Okay.
But Dean, like, just occasionally just, like, overextends his arm, and Lon just, like...
I go flying like a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just singing songs from Hamilton. Just rapping down the street.
Dun, 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 dun.
Want to be in the room where it happened?
So you're going to meet a friend, I think you told me?
Yeah, he's going to the orphanage to meet the young lad whose name I definitely wrote down, but I can't read my own writing on D&D Beyond.
Starts with a T.
That's okay. I have this big book of notes.
Wonderful.
And if
Tarum?
you
Write it down.
Tarum, I believe is his name.
Tarum.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember it because it's the opposite of Tarim.
I'm writing it down.
Okay,
as
so
orphan.
you come there, and you know the orphanage is familiar with the both of you and Lon. So you're welcome to enter. You're not put through any sort of rigorous questioning, and you find Tarum. It looks like he's building maybe a birdhouse.
Okay.
It's not half bad.
Spawn would sit down in what I imagine is a slightly comedically small stool.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, when he sees you, he smiles. He recognizes the two of you.
Tarum,
Lon,
how have
Jean.
you been?
I've been okay. How have you been?
You are building a small sanctuary. How very moral. of you.
It's not really a sanctuary.
Does it not provide shelter from the elements?
It's supposed to look like something I keep dreaming about. It's not
more
turning out
dream.
very well, though.
Well, perhaps you could describe your dream, and maybe I can offer some advice.
Okay. So, it's sort of like it's some kind of cage.
Similar to the ones that I dreamed of before?
Like the ones not like the ones they put the bugs in. Well, maybe. Not really.
Well, I believe you must tell me more.
Okay. He basically goes, he tells you that he keeps dreaming about these cages, and that there's 13, and he's in one, and there's people in the other ones too. You're in one, Jean.
Does this seem like a past, present, or future occurrence?
I don't ever remember something like that happening, so I don't know.
Curious that you and I should share dreams before, and now your dreams is of us duly locked in cages with 11 others. 13.
Hey, Oliver.
13 is a ritual number.
It's an unlucky number. A couple of the other kids come out, and they all have little wooden boats. And they look at Tarum, and they're like, you weren't supposed to make a birdhouse. You were supposed to make a boat for Flood Festival. And he's like, I don't want to make a boat for Flood Festival.
What is Flood Festival?
The kids basically gather around Lon and you, and the two of you are sitting on sort of like you said, comedically small stools, and they lean against you, and like they're kids, they have no idea of
Like hanging off of Gene.
Exactly.
No filter.
Wrapping in his cape.
And they basically tell you that Flood Festival happens every winter here in Cauldron, and it's sort of planned for, you're about 2 weeks away from Flood Festival, and the rainy season comes, and there's all sorts of great contests, like the Cauldron, the water rises. Some years there were floods even. And then one of the kids is like, it hasn't flooded for a very long time. My dad told me so before he died of the and they're like, and everyone makes like faces, like sick faces, like yeah, like he died of the plague or something, you think, but they're all like, and clearly there's some comedy in this. The kids are not like bothered at all talking about it. He's like, yes, but my dad told me that, and they're like, your dad never told you the truth about anything. He was probably not telling you the truth about this. He's like, no,
the churches here in town, they had these special sticks that they point into the cauldron, and it pushes the water down so flood season doesn't overtake us. And that's why we have Flood Festival. They're like, that is not why we have Flood Festival. And they all start laughing. They're like, Flood Festival, you're supposed to pour your drinks into the cauldron so that the Morkoth stays drunk and doesn't come and eat you in your sleep. And they're like, that is not it either. And they're sort of pushing and shoving now, and there's like little outbursts of screams and stuff like that as they move around you.
D&D is the only place I want to have a child.
And Taram's like, either way, it is going to rain soon. Like, the rainy season's coming.
Well, it is good that you are protecting the birds, then.
The birds?
He points to the birdhouse.
Oh. It does look like a birdhouse, doesn't it?
No.
I suck.
If you intended it to be a vote, no. You do not suck.
It was supposed to be a cage, and it looks
Is
like
what
a
you do when
birdhouse.
you eat.
I would never put a bird in a
drink.
cage. Lon?
Taram. You little rascal. Here, I mess up his hair. When you're looking at these cages in your dream, describe to me what you see around the cage.
It's very dark. Except for the green and yellow smoke.
Do you hear anything?
Yes. At first I thought people were singing to us. But then I don't think it was singing. I think they were maybe like, what do you call it?
Is it a chanting?
Chanting! Yeah, chanting. I hear a lot of chanting.
What are the words they say?
A little girl like looks at you and looks at Lon and's like, "What's canting?"
Oh, have you ever heard of this one? Mudram, Sudram, Mudram, Sudram, Mudram, Sudram. You know,
They all
pull
start,
a heart out.
They all start grooving to that.
Yeah. That's a real hit where I'm from in Ulick. I would definitely say that. But when they do the chant, Taram, are they saying anything? Is there anything that you remember?
No, I can't really hear them very well. It sounds like they're far away.
Oh. Do you smell anything?
Yeah. It smells horrible. Like something's burning.
Oh. Okay, so it's very dark. It smells like burning, and you hear chanting around these cages.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
There's no features on the walls. It's just dark. Is it a cave? Is it a lake? Is it a forest?
I don't think it's a lake. I don't think it's a forest. It's pretty dark.
Okay.
The little girl's like running around to people. Let's cant. Let's cant.
Mudram, Sudram, Mudram, Sudram.
And they seem very pleased by that.
Yeah. And then you walk up to someone's chest after you say it 5 times and say, Shakti Day. And you might get a heart. It's for Valentine's Day, but that's an Ulick thing.
I kind of like Kalema.
Yeah, Gene. Yeah, I do it to Gene too.
Gene's heard this. Gene's heard this cant before. And then,
All right.
Taram says, "Did you hear about those people that killed the vampire?"
Are they the stone? No, wait. I don't know this. No, I haven't.
They're called the Stormblades. They're kind of like you and your friends, only better.
Oh, okay. Well, we're called the
I mean, don't get me wrong. You saved me, but these people, they have real pizzazz.
What makes them better?
Oh, well, like, None of them are as short as Lolly. And they don't have a, well, whatever you are, Gene, they don't have one of you.
Why is that
And
better?
all of them come from families that are known around Cauldron. What did they call them before? And like the little girl's like, Ocal Heroes.
Wow. Well, wait till you hear of Maya's Hurricanes of Kaiju Ninjas. Mark my words, you will hear of us. Maya's a great leader of our Hurricane of Kaiju Ninjas.
Maya, the town guard person?
Not just any town guard. Basically, kill the pit feed. Pretty awesome. Now you guys get out of here, you little turds.
Another little boy's like, the town guards just take the tax.
Yeah, well, not mine. We're gonna fix that.
Tax them.
We're gonna go talk to somebody about that.
Tax them. Another little boy's like, yeah, Lan, pay the tax. And he puts a hand out.
Call the IRS at
I'm gonna give him the hardest 5 he's ever had with my strong hands. I'm gonna give...
With my strong hand. Okay.
He can't be mad because I got a disability. You know?
Lolly, where are you going?
Sorry, I'm just picturing Lon backhanding a child. Like, I'll pay your tax.
With my strong hand.
Well, bam! No, I'm just kidding. Lolly is going to the locksmith.
Okay. You get to Gel's shop. He's just, someone has just bought a small safe box from him.
Oh.
Does
it look easy to get into?
No, it doesn't.
Probably not.
And the man pays Gelv, and then and he's like, "I'm sorry, but," and he's like, yes," and he forks over a couple extra copper pieces.
Not you too.
What do you mean, not me too?
Taxes? Come
Taxes?
on, man.
Well, they'll come collecting for me if I don't collect it from them.
Don't you just build all your stuff here? You don't even need to leave the town.
Well, there's more than... Are you talking... You mean the gate tax?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the tax collectors are coming around, too, to all the businesses. We have no choice but to charge tax now.
The heck for?
The Lord Mayor says that the coffers need to be filled, that there's things the city needs. I don't doubt that, but, if it's better for Cauldron, then I suppose I'm okay with it. It's really not that expensive. Just a few copper pieces.
Is it better for you too? And I elbow him, Gelf.
He's like, if you're implying that I keep any... No, of course not.
Definitely not.
His
unthinkable.
His guinea pig familiar gives you a squeak, Starbrow, as from a shelf. From a shelf, and one of the chests in the other room says hello to you too.
Oh, hey!
Hey!
Sometimes I forget.
So
I was thinking we could jump back into training or whatever.
What happened?
Oh right, I probably look.
You look a little disheveled.
Jungle. What can I say? Walking in the jungle, you know, it's just.
What happened to your hair?
Sweaty. What?
I don't think I've ever seen you with your hair down. Are you okay?
I'm great. Totally fine.
Give me deception.
Okay. Deception +8.
Okay. He's like, all right, you don't need to get snippy with me.
The heck? Oh, because I understand. I was about to be like, I rolled a 6. Why did it say I had an 18? But it's because I have this eloquence bard thing where I get a minimum of 10.
So he says, do you want to clean up first, or?
Sure. Let me just. Can I use your
Of course.
toilet? or whatever. Vanity.
Use my chamber upstairs or the kitchen
Yeah.
up there. Whatever works for you, Lolly.
I will wash up,
Okay.
clean all the old makeup off my face.
Yes. You
Uh,
can hear him, by the way, talking to the mimic downstairs. He's like, "I'm sure she's fine. Stop worrying."
do I have friends? I'm
Like
thinking
an
to
old
myself,
married couple.
do they care about me? Does the mimic care about me? Wild. And I think Lolly's gonna.
You hear the doorbell ring as someone else comes into the shop, and he comes out. Hey, hello, yes, I have your order right here.
I think Lolly is gonna dress the way she used to dress when she was at home.
Can you describe that for me?
Kind of dark fitted clothes, a smoky eye, hair back in a bun, just simple.
Not clown
And
makeup.
she's not clown makeup. And I think she's wearing that signet ring that she took off the lemur.
Okay.
Lemure, whatever it's.
Okay. And
And she's got her fancy thieves' tools out and like lockpicks and stuff. And she's
Okay.
gonna come downstairs and start like practicing on some different locks. And
yeah,
things.
absolutely. And Gelv walks you through, is helping you with that sort of thing again. And you always have like the mimic like watching, always watching. Blonde, was there any? I know we double teamed you with Jean, but is there anything that you would like to do? Double teamed might not have been the right word.
I hope you saw my eyebrows.
We need the eyebrow zoom.
As I stand up and I'm like, thanks for pushing in my stool. And then I get up. And then we leave the orphanage, where we're now banned forever.
Okay.
I'm dying.
Well, anything Lon would like to do?
Well, so he was sent here to be a diplomat, but that trailed off pretty fast as he felt like he's on the path and on his calling. I want to talk to Jean when we get a chance.
Okay. Do you want to do that? Let's do that now. So you and Jean have left the orphanage.
Yeah, we're going back to the Markoth. So no dreams.
The only thing that Gene would do before leaving is he would leave 20 gold with the orphanage lady,
Okay.
just to make sure that everybody's well kept for.
So she hugs you, but she's a halfling, so she hugs your knee.
That's fair.
And she has shown, like, she's a very tough little old lady, but, like, 20 gold, she clearly needed the money, you think?
That's fair.
They're taxing the children, the homeless children. They're taxing the homeless, hungry children.
Listen, there's only a price freeze on taxes for 1 month on groceries.
Okay, so you guys are walking back to the Morkoth, and you ask Jean about the dreams.
Yeah, just if he's had any dreams, or first of all, has he had any dreams?
Not as of late. That's why I'm so concerned that Teramus had them. No, the last time that they involved me, we had the same dreams. Or similar.
I was offered some pretty great power from the Pit Fiend. Is there any correlation with those cages and potentially your interaction with a fiend?
No, it doesn't seem to be on the same message.
Well, I do feel that there is some sort of correlation to cages. And I do feel that somewhere under this city, in all these caves, and that we may find these cages, but I can't seem to think of where to follow that from here. Where do you think our party's destined? Are we done? Are we staying together? Are we going for the, what's next?
It does seem that we lack a central purpose as we had before. But I know that I will need help in unraveling whatever this is. I have fears that this will be something yet to come.
Well, Gene, as a friend, you are all, as I feel, my central purpose. And for the lack of being an ambassador in this town, the goodliness that comes from what we do, I think is the best possible way to be an ambassador of Hulig. So, for now, let's figure out what's going on with these dreams and where we can. We got a raid. Sorry. Yeah, I just go into straight Tourette's, like, you know. With the,
I felt you were on a really good roll there, so I didn't want to jump right in while you were doing it. But welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Jay and the Lord Gasumba crew.
A bunch of rowboats going by.
Yes.
I'm in tears in improv right now, but yeah, so.
And Gene would clasp his shoulder and looking directly at him and say, "We will do things for the greater good, my friend."
Here's something about those creepy kids that you're investing in, which is great. Every time we talk to them, I feel like they're giving us some these sticks with these churches that are around here. Are you not curious about that? I want to see one of these sticks and do a little bit of, you know. I got a feeling
precisely my next line of intrigue.
Yeah, as we say once, at a flood festival, I want to be ahead of that.
Okay.
I would like to be above it. Ahead means maybe it may overtake us. I'm not sure if water and I am a good idea. I might sink.
Then you just walk along the bottom.
I consider you a... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Mikkel, flash back to you and your... she said, she's like, you had asked Sandor if she had received any contact with a
devil or a
extraplanar creature.
Extraplanar creature.
Yeah.
Someone offering her a deal in exchange for her husband or information.
She giggles at you. She's like, Mikkel, no, of course not. My husband's missing. I'm not consorting with the archfiends and whatever else lays out there.
Inciting on her. I would say don't want to say I have advantage on her, but like.
No, but I would lower the difficulty.
I got a 19.
Yeah, you know, you don't think she's being. She is taken back that you would even suggest that, and she does find it somewhat humorous. You think she's being genuine.
Yeah, because like we're good. Like we come from like people who worship.
She's like, why would you ask me that?
Just asking because one asked me
One asked you what?
to make a deal, an exchange for information on where the tug is. but he also implied that he could come see you, make you the same offer.
Where have you and your friends been that you're running into fiends?
I was. They're the 8, the ones at the Citadel, the ones that like we ran into, like the one who was dealing with the 8 of the pit, which are pit fiends. At
More
the
like
Citadel, you know, the one that was like, you know, the one I told about the creepy furnace that was like, and like, you know, smoke and shit.
Oh.
Went to the deep dark. We're into the real deep dark.
She moves over and she takes your hand, looks at you with a very sincere look, and she says, "No one, nothing, has made any kind of contact with me." Maybe,
There she go. Like,
maybe it was lying to you.
I think it was. Of course it was. It would have to offer something. But I just want to make sure.
I promise you that in the 2 weeks you've been gone, I have had my hands full with Nick, Rick, and Dick. And that's it.
The butcher, the candlestick maker, the baker.
Yes.
that was great.
Are you pregnant?
What?
Just asking.
Look, I know I've been eating too many of those candies and chocolates.
That's not what
But
I'm meant.
I am not pregnant.
I was just asking, because, you know, like, Tug and you guys, I mean, like...
Yeah,
Let's be honest, I had to, like, put your tent down the way on your wedding night.
She stands up and appears very uncomfortable. She's like, yes!
I'm really sorry!
My husband and I did those sorts of things before he went missing, but no, I'm not pregnant.
I was just asking. Just cause, like, you know, the fucking fiend put it in my head, you know? I'm just worried about it.
She, like,
you know?
jams her mouth full of another wafer that...
yeah, give me one of those, too.
And she goes...
Let's forget we had the conversation.
Yeah, things are very quiet around the house for the remainder of the afternoon.
Forget we had no conversation. Was that a knock on the door?
Maya, you reach your family's establishment, and it is I believe it's fabrics that they deal in, right? Would that be textiles? I guess
weaving. Yeah, they're
Textiles.
Yeah, weaving. They weave. That's correct.
The ones of the loom, the fruit of the loom.
So it looks like you.
No, that's Maya.
It looks like you left it. You walk. Maybe you walk in, and your mother is weaving.
Where's she going?
She's weaving. Goodbye.
Where did she come from?
See what you did there.
There's a number of pieces being worked on, and everyone nods and smiles at you. And oh, you're back. We heard you had left.
I went to help a friend.
A more thoughtful daughter might have stopped by and said where they were going.
Look, we left in a hurry, okay?
Yes. So what brings you here today? I assume you're not here to work. Although, and she points at a large stack of yarn that needs to be moved.
Sure, Emma, sure.
You were always good at that.
Scoop them.
Lift things up and put them down.
Put them on the high shelves.
We need to talk to you and Abba.
She goes to work on the loom again, and she's like, "Well, talk. I'm right here."
What exactly happened the night I was born?
And she stops, and she's like, "What's this all about?" I told you what happened the night you were born.
I know, but tell me again.
The dragon's constellation was in the sky. And it came to us. And for all intents and
Which
purposes,
dragon?
it blessed you. What do you mean, which dragon? The dragon. There's only one dragon constellation in the sky. Bahamut. What's this all about?
When I was traveling, I met someone that said something different.
A stranger?
More or less, yes.
And they told you that wasn't the case? Because I don't suppose they were there. Your father and I and the doulas.
Yeah. I don't know. I had to check. It was strange that they even knew about it.
Your sister and your brother. Well, your brother was barely able to walk. This has bothered you.
Yeah. They said that it was a lie, that the Dragon Queen was the one that blessed me.
She, sort of in a hushed tone, is like, Tiamat.
Yeah.
Why would you believe something like that? Bahamut has blessed you with many, many gifts. Why would you think? Why would he do that if you were with her?
I don't know. Like I said, it was a strange trip.
Why
I just
have you Maya, you're more confident than this.
A lot of weird things happened on this trip.
Some stranger tells you that you're not who you think you are, and you believe them.
I don't know.
It's that weird little gnome that
said
you've
that
been
I'm-
hanging out with.
No. Lolly's great.
Then the others that you went in beneath the city, they've led you astray?
No. It wasn't them either.
Well, I don't know how I can prove it to you, other than I'm your mother. And she looks at you kind of sternly. I don't have the years of your father. I'm not going to be here for that long. I'm not going to lie to my children. You do know that.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
No. I want to hear... I know that.
I know that, Emma.
Thank you. Now, what else?
Maya still looks a little shaken, probably. More than anything, but like...
Okay. She goes over to her... She leaves the shop and into the living quarters, and comes back. She says, "Oh, put this under your tongue." And she passes you a leaf.
A leaf?
Yeah,
oh boy.
You've seen your
Well,
father.
better than Tim.
You've seen your father chew on these leaves before.
Okay. Do I know what they do?
She says it'll settle you.
Okay. I mean, I know better than to tell my mom no, so...
Mom's slipping you LSD.
She literally puts it in your mouth. Like, if you open it, it's like a mother giving medicine. And she's like, just chew on it, but don't eat it.
Okay.
Okay. It has sort of a very soft, minty, but also, like you can taste the chlorophyll almost in the plant, but it has a subtle, almost like a mint flavor to it. And as you chew on it a bit, you sort of feel your breathing becomes a little easier. It's almost like it's like opened up it's like a breathe right strip.
Oh, okay. Are you and Abba having to pay the strange taxes?
Oh yes,
too?
the taxes, yes.
What happened?
Oh, the Lord Mayor has instituted taxes, a gate tax, and we don't leave the city that often, but those that are coming in to pick up our goods and things like that certainly have to pay it. And, you know, when we buy things in town, we have to pay a little bit of a tax, but it's just a few copper pieces. And from what we've heard from the guild, the Merchants Guild, it's temporary.
This has happened before.
Your father seems to remember there was a time where Cauldron raised taxes, yes. Don't get me wrong. We do have to pay, like, a yearly tax to the Lord for our property and things like that here in the city. But not like, you know, that was a once-a-year thing. This is more regular. It's on everything.
Where is Abba?
Just across town with some friends.
In the middle of the day?
Yeah, you know that your father is an avid dragon chess player, and he does have a group of old men that he plays with.
Okay.
This would not be uncommon.
Okay.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say that the party meets back up at the Morkoff this night. Everyone has sort of done their stuff. Anything that you want to discuss together? I'll give you that opportunity now. I assume you buy a few drinks, and some of you stay here at the Morkoff, so there's that too. Your rooms.
Taxes and demons. Anybody pick anything up?
Apparently, Ash Avenue has pretty good lady fingers and other assorted treats.
Interesting.
Bunch of fucking
Okay.
dwarven men are trying to court my friend's wife.
What?
I don't know how much more how different dwarven culture is here in Cauldron, but where I'm fucking from, the mourning period is a bit longer than fucking 2 weeks.
Didn't they just get married?
No, not they just got married. They've been married for years now. She was gone for 35 days, 40 days. Both of them were gone. She comes back 2 weeks later. Her house is fucking full of flowers, like a fucking meadow in there.
So
It's like a fucking meadow and a fucking bakery. like Valley's plot in there with all the fucking drawers full of chocolates.
We should have met over there.
I offered.
Help her clean them out, you know?
I offered. Sorry, I'm stressed. We had a weird conversation.
any other points of conversation come up?
Yeah.
Anybody have taxes or devils?
No, I was gonna ask her about that, but then we cut to a different scene.
Maya? Taxes? Devils?
My parents say they're having to pay this tax on everything. They're weavers.
What bugs me is that usually like it's supposed to be an agreed upon thing that people vote for, like a council or whatever.
Gelf said it's not just the gate too. They're like coming around to people's houses.
That sounds a bit fucked up to me.
Well, maybe there's a reason behind the tax, and we go find. Does anybody know who the leader is? It's the mayor.
Who the fuck is the Lord Mayor?
The Lord Commander.
Well, there's
Commander or
Lord
Lord
Mayor?
Mayor?
Hold
Or
up.
Lord Mayor.
The Lord Mayor.
Sorry.
Yes, I can get you his name. And that would be common knowledge to sort of everybody here, because you've all spent some time here in Cauldron.
So how do you become? So what's the?
The
is
Lord
it like
Mayor is Severin Navolent.
And that's what's his face's dad, isn't it?
Whose dad?
Tarim.
The little boy
No,
from
that was
the...
a rumor you had heard,
It's a
but there's
rumor.
no proof
Oh.
of that.
Illegitimate.
Sounds like something that Severin would say. Also, isn't Severin one of the just talking above table here? Isn't Severin one of the dudes that Lon was supposed to go talk to or something as an ambassador?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, just making sure because I wrote this name down and I was like, this looks familiar.
We got a little bit sidetracked.
What's a Lord
the-
Mayor? Yeah, I know it's fine. No.
The Lord Mayor's residence is here in the city, and his family has been here for many, many years, quite a few generations.
Nobody
and
named Severin
generally
in
speaking,
Dungeons and
generally
Dragons
speaking,
is ever a good guy. Just saying.
generally speaking, he is well liked, but there has always been rumors that he's sort of spineless.
So who's running? So does he have like a council, like a board of directors or something?
There
like
are
that?
a
Is
number
there-
of nobles within the city
representatives?
that he takes counsel from. Yes.
Oh, the representatives
Well,
of like the different sectors of the citizens, like
I tell them about the supposed nobles that got rid of the goblins.
the
Supposed
stone
nobles.
blades.
The
Stone
Stormblades. The Stormblades.
Well, first you wrote
wink
stone.
I'll wink
First you
at
said
Gene as
stone
soon as they
blade.
said
I'm
it's
sorry.
Stormblades. Wait till they hear about
Does
Maya's
Gene understand the
hurricane
subtlety of a wink?
of Kaiju did.
Fucking storm blades.
Just see, I feel like you'd be like, why is your eye doing that?
He either has a potassium deficiency or
That looks so good, dude. That looks
Perfect.
so-
I need there to be like a bell. Ding.
Oh,
Ding.
that was great. Yeah, so the Stormblades come up, and all of you have probably. Well, I don't think Lolly heard about them, but I think everybody else at some point or another.
I didn't hear.
No, okay.
I didn't hear about him. Oh no, I did
Well.
last time.
Anybody have any? We had a little bit of a devil made potential discovery, and I look over at Gene.
What?
The kids at the orphanage are having dreams about different kinds of cages. They look like bird. Look at them like they look like bird boxes, right? What he was kind of building. But anyways, more dreams of cages, and in this case, Gene was in one, right?
There were 13 of them, including myself, and there appeared to be some sort of chanting. It seemed very ritualistic, although the child would not have described it as such.
Aren't there like 13 layers of hell or something like that?
9.
9 layers of hell. I
No,
knew
but
it, but like.
It
13
is a
something.
significant number normally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's a
Chanting
couple
in cages.
things. If we wanted to split up, one, they were discussing a festival coming up called the Flood Season Festival,
Blood Festival.
where, yes,
Like Maya
Where-
knows what that is
Maya
for
totally
sure.
knows what the Flood Festival is.
The fuck
Yeah.
is that?
So in the coming few weeks, winter is sure to arrive in Cauldron soon. But because of it's a subtropical, like we're sort of in the subtropics here, so
It's
it's
monsoon
just
season.
a rain season, and unfortunately, the way Cauldron is built, it's a bowl, and water
Yeah.
runs into the bowl in torrents. And there's lots of different water activities. There's little boat races and things like that. There's swimming.
Yeah.
The Temple of Cord normally puts on a number of feats of strength that people can participate in. There are drinking games. There's all like the city just celebrates.
I repeat all that.
And although it's called flood season, the rains have not been heavy enough to really bring a flood
And they
in
wrote about that, yeah.
many years.
I feel some foreshadowing here, but
Yeah. I feel
I don't know.
like
He said
yeah.
winter's coming, and that tells me we've got
Yeah,
at least
yeah, yeah.
It's
seven
not
more
foreboding at
seasons.
all.
No,
Yeah.
we got lots
It's
of
not
time.
foreboding, yeah. No, I feel like Tug and Sondor have written letters about that during that scene. Yeah, sounds about right. What's up,
I feel like
Molly?
Maya just looks at Jean and is like, "Do you rust?"
No, he
He'll look down at
doesn't.
his body and be like, I don't know. And he'll like
doesn't,
start to spin
actually.
while trying to look at his back.
Stop it. Remember we went and got buffed up, remember? They made a comment, not a single speck of rust on you. You're fit as a fucking chrome bowl.
Okay.
Shiny like one too.
So can we lay out a course of action here?
you guys
Well,
want to go to Severin, figure out what's up? I have an appointment with him.
You do? Oh.
I'd be interested in that.
I'd be interested in that.
Okay.
I can't but I can't guarantee I'm gonna be terribly civil. But I know how to work
Then
with
don't go.
Then don't
Well,
go.
civil, no, I can be physically civil, but you know, I can play the game. I can play the
Okay.
game.
Here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to say
cool. I'll
that,
be tight.
like any bureaucrat, you are not going to immediately just get in. It's going to be a few days. And so we're going to fast forward a little bit. We're going to say about a week, okay? I'm going to give everyone an opportunity to roll on the rumor table. The rumor table again. And we'll see if anything new pops up on it. Because we are technically in chapter 3 of the campaign, we are adding we're rolling a d20 and adding 3.
18.
18. So let's see what you hear. So Mickle hears that some sort of evil aquatic druid from the Underdark has taken up residence in the lake recently, and it's planning to cast a spell to lure people into the water to transform them into into monstrous minions. Yep, people claim that they've seen this aquatic man, who they believe to be a druid, swimming about the lake. Obviously came up from the Underdark.
Jeremy,
Yes?
it's Cedar talking to you. Are you about to tell me that my husband, Abe Sapien, is in this adventure? My beautiful aquatic
Maybe.
Abe Sapien husband?
Maybe. And
Oh my God! I'm going to the dumpster getting rotten eggs.
they think he's going to be luring people into the water to transform them into monstrous minions. And the timing of this with the Flood Festival seems to all be on target. These are the rumors that you're hearing.
You'll run that by Maya.
Who
when
would
it's-
like
when
to
he
go
gets a
next?
chance.
Again, true. These could be true. They could be false. They could be, you know.
Yeah, they're rumors.
Yeah.
You said add 3?
Roll a d20, add 3.
19.
19. Cauldron is not the first city to be built on this particular site. Adventurers tell stories of a ruined city in the caverns below. A city built by a strange race of monsters.
That doesn't sound the same as, like, the gnomes, right?
It's the ones that disappeared. I think I heard that one previously too.
It is
I'm
possible
getting my
that you...
brain up and stuff. But are there Morlocks in this one?
Yes.
There are.
How about... Maya, what did you roll?
5.
5 plus... Is that with the plus 3?
Yeah, that's with the +3.
Keli, what are you doing here?
Okay.
I know, right?
Supposedly a woman was taken by a tentacled beast into the cold depths of the lake. Just... the timing works out to just sort of before you guys arrive back in town. She was walking down Ash Avenue at night, and a tentacle came out of the lake and dragged her in.
Wound on Garrett's butt wasn't recent, was it?
No.
That's
Okay.
the third Ash Avenue reference. I've written it down each time.
To
To be fair, Ash Avenue is like a real prominent part of the city.
Rune,
Thought it
what'd you
was
get?
like
17.
17 in total?
Yep.
Hookface has been spotted flying over the hills to the north of the city again, which is actually the direction you guys came from. They're hoping that no one riles him up. And Hookface is a red dragon said to lair in the area. But he's also, it's a well-known fact that he's been asleep for hundreds of years.
Yeah, we've heard that one. Nice.
Sounds like a stupid name.
And
Maybe that'll rile him up. Hey, stupid
Name
face!
is Taserface.
He's got a hook in his face.
Tim, did you do a
It's
rumor
nose
check?
ring.
Was it D20?
Yeah, D20 plus 3.
Plus 3.
8.
Oh, roll again. We've heard that one before.
Okay.
We heard the other one before.
Did we?
16.
Yeah.
Alec Tercival, a paladin of Bahamut, has been out of town for several days. People say he traveled to the village of Red Gorge to take care of a woman who was possessed by a demon.
Shoot. That one seems...
Do I know this person?
Yeah,
Yes, you
personal.
guys have
Yeah.
actually met Alec before. When you, he was with Jenya, the cleric of Bahamut, when you guys originally went to the temple.
Got a good donation from Willie T. Foxtrot.
Oh,
Thank you.
nice.
Heyo!
What? Sorry,
Thanks for the
I got.
donation.
I don't have access. Do we know what the donation is?
$30.
Let's give everyone. Let's give everyone three luck for that.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, you Willie T. Foxtrot. Very important thingy.
Yeah, thanks so much for the
$100
donation.
raised.
I'm glad you love the Shackled City. I'm enjoying it too.
Any chance I could just take 2 luck?
Yeah, yeah. Are you that close to 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll put me at 5.
Yeah, you max out at 5, guys. And technically, if you go over, you're supposed to then. Oh, thanks for the follow action, Serge. You're supposed to roll a d4 and reset, but we'll let you stop at 5 this time.
Thank you. That's exactly what
Because I don't want to punish Willie. I don't want you to be punished for
I do it every night.
Willie's donation.
Very gracious.
Be nice to Willie.
Okay, so with all those rumors being heard, and I will say, I think I've already mentioned that
Maya's well aware of the Flood Festival. This is a normal thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, you guys are ushered in to almost like a council chamber. There's a number of lords sitting around the edges, and there's probably about a dozen people gathered here. And the Lord Mayor is also sitting in the chamber, and he is sort of I would describe him as being overweight just from the picture. I didn't necessarily know we were going to meet him tonight. Maybe I can hold this up. I don't know if you can. Can you make that out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got sort of reddy blonde hair, goatee, and
Button nose.
Visible cheeks.
yeah. And he says,
Maya would have been working this 2 weeks, by the way.
Oh, you actually put in some work shifts? You know what? Garrick is very happy with that.
Oh,
Merrick's been on the.
if that,
Sorry.
Yep.
I am deliberately also putting up graffiti talking about Maya's hurricane of kaiju ninjas and spreading rumors. I want to spread rumors about the great Maya's hurricanes.
Okay.
Of kaiju ninjas.
Okay, I like that. Just to
So
see
that maybe during her patrols, you know what I mean?
just to see how it's working. Give me a persuasion. Give me
Are
a
you
persuasion
putting
check.
her name on the graffiti?
Yep.
The guard
Yeah.
on the graffiti?
There's
But
like
I'm making
8 Mayas.
sure
It's fine.
that it's like big hero stuff. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
give me
Like
a
it's not bad characters.
Give me a
I'm doing my
persuasion
best.
check.
Do I catch Lon doing this?
Yeah, like graffiti. That'd be funny.
No, I don't think you catch him doing it.
I want to.
It's really bad.
I mean, I was assuming that part of the reason that people were being taxed is because they had to clean up all that graffiti.
Nah, I think.
Okay,
I
that's
think.
a
I think.
19.
A
somebody's
19?
been spending too much
Okay.
money.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you've started to spread the word. Certainly. So yeah, the word is out. What was the name again? Maya's
hurricane of kaiju ninjas.
Okay.
You know, so there's storm blades, but we're way bigger than that. You know what I mean?
So as you come in, the Lord Mayor looks down because he's sort of seated on high. This is almost like, I don't know if you've ever seen like a city council chamber, but it feels very much like that. Like there's nobles sitting around the edges, and they all have a look at you. And the Lord Mayor says, "I am so glad that we finally have this opportunity to meet." What are they called again? And one of the clerks like, "I've heard they're called Maya's hurricane, kaiju. I don't know what that word means. And ninjas."
All of us like cut to land.
The what now?
Like beet red, just
It was
holding
either-
onto her
I looked at it,
spear.
and I'll just say it was either that or the third finger. You decide.
I mean, design-wise, the third finger. It's like we're flipping people off, Lon.
So,
What do you mean?
so
Hurricane of kaiju ninjas. Are you fucking kidding me?
the
That was
Lord-
you.
the Lord
Lollipop starts yelling at Lon about marketing and good branding.
Oh, that's and Mikkel's just taking the piss. He's like,
No
that
one's
was
gonna
you.
remember that name, Lon.
I fucking saw that. No, everybody's fucking talking about it. That's fucking hilarious. It's awful. They're fucking drawing it in with the muscles there with the hurricanes are fucking losing it. You fucking bastard.
So the Lord Mayor says, "You've done our cauldron such a great service, freeing so many people from that horrible slaver beneath the city."
And
Thank you.
So, well, you're welcome, and I'll tell them, where I hail from, and then my duty was here to become an ambassador. But I think an important part is to make the place a better, you know what I mean? Make this a better place than when I leave it.
Well, if your family
I'll
wishes
be-
to open up trade with the city, you've come to the right place. And he looks around at the other nobles, and a number of them are nodding. He says, "I'm sure we can put you in contact with the appropriate houses to open trade routes. We would certainly be very interested with there's so many skilled craftsmen as well as unique crafts here in the city, that any sort of ability to sell these wares elsewhere, we would welcome that.
But with a tariff tax, right?
Mickle. Severin, if I may, I'll get there, and I'll look. We're going down that path.
Mickle blinks his beautiful eyelashes at Lon. Mickle is in his ironclad regalia, by the way. He's wearing the ironclad cloak.
So, as we have arrived here, we've been distracted by a few disturbances. I'm not sure if you're aware of these.
Disturbances?
Yeah. Well, of course, you've heard about the little bit of the trafficking of children and things like that below the city. We brought an individual named Pilerack to justice. I think your children, your families are a little bit safer tonight. That being said, we've heard some interesting rumors, and it leads me to wonder if maybe some of the increases in taxes or anything like that are contributing to potentially your need for resources, and maybe you could use our services in their stead of these new taxes. Does that make sense?
He looks about at the lords, and the fact that you have spoken out sort of about the taxes, you have their attention. The Lord Mayor says, there are a number of things that the city has neglected in years past. Defenses, walls that need to be repaired. This is what these taxes are only meant to be temporary while we repair these things. But if you have some alternate means of funding, we would certainly be open to hearing that.
Well, we were very curious. We've ran into some pretty dark disturbances in our travels. I would say fiends very close by. We hear rumors of, obviously you've probably heard them yourself, creatures from the lake in the center of the town. But is there anything that you could...
There's a bit of a chuckle from the lords lords and ladies as you say that.
Yeah, I get it. Is it folklore?
Oh, they say there's a Morkoth in the lake.
Oh, I heard there was an aquatic druid.
They all look at one another like, that's a new one.
Dragging people down to the depths to turn them into minions.
No.
What about Percival?
Percival.
He went and apparently was out looking for devil activity.
Not here.
Red Gorge?
Red Gorge, which is a village. I'm not. I'm sure that with the amount of time you've been here, it's a nearby town.
Oh.
He says no. I know not of the paladin's quest to Red Gorge, but I mean, there's nothing like that going on here in Cauldron.
Oh, well, seems like there's not any threats or concerns. Are there any threats and concerns that you've heard of, or is this just our bad luck?
Well, it's funny you should say that. My understanding is you were away from the city for a short time, and another group of heroes, the Stormblades, and a few of the nobles begin tapping their tables and that. The Stormblades helped us out with that. A vampire of sorts beneath the city, controlling the goblins. Fortunately,
did they save the goblins?
Maybe else think these guys are spreading these stories to make themselves.
Fortunately,
sound.
Anna and her friends, the Stormblades, yes, went into said tunnels and destroyed the creature and did away with the goblins, broke the vampire's control over them, and as I understand, the vampire had a control over a number of other prominent figures within the town. And a number of the lords, they're all nodding.
Kind of prominent
This
figures.
is like they're telling too much information. Like These guys are making this up. I don't believe this.
What kind
I
of?
think they're spreading this to make them like the nobles sound good. There's no truth to any of these stories.
Oh, can we do inside checks?
Which
I'll
nobles
look at Dean and be
were
like,
affected?
inside checks.
Okay, everybody can insight check, and then I will get to Cedar's question.
8.
I rolled a 23. Inciting the shit out of these fuckers.
I also rolled a 23, but not with as much pizzazz.
Mikkel is like he's like.
So even if you didn't roll higher than a 23, let's assume that the party believes, the mayor believes what he's saying.
Okay.
He believes the Stormblades confronted a vampire beneath the city that was controlling goblins with, like, my charm person and things like that. And that there were other people. And when you ask, I think, Cedar, Mikkel asks, like, who?
What kind of prominent figures and
Well,
whose honor?
Aurak Stonehaven, Aurak Stonehaven owns the local bathhouse. My understanding was he was in league with the vampire. I believe the town watch has locked him away.
Who else? You said figures.
It's like,
Anyone
yes.
in this room?
Yeah.
And I look at all the like cabinet members and with like an eyebrow raised. Any of you?
That's a really good eyebrow. Really good eyebrow.
Yes, they
makeup actually looks
say.
quite nice.
Severin says, "Was it not Lady Vanderborn? Lady Vanderborn was under the control of the creature, was she not?" Yes, they say. They all like begin to nod, and one man sort of looks very sheepish, and he says, "Well, it was never entirely proven," and they're all like, "Oh yes, yes. We know she was out in the garden, not by herself, Lord Vanderborn."
All right. So are these people that have been General Thorn in your side, or or were they actually need to be in chains and whatnot?
Well, we're still trying to decide whether Aurak was in league with the vampire or whether he was controlled by the vampire. But Lady Vanderborn was clearly under the creature's control.
Clearly.
And Lord Vanderborn, who's here in chamber, is like, yes.
Clearly. But yet. And how do you know clearly? If you can't clearly tell that the other guy, the one who runs a bathhouse, I'm assuming on Ash Lane, on Ash Avenue.
I actually don't know, but I will check where the bathhouse is.
Running the bathhouse, you're not sure.
No, we're not sure about him. You're right.
Why?
He's sketchy.
Make it make sense. Make it. Ooh, Lon.
He's sketchy. And Lady Vanderborn was
Not sketchy. Not sketchy.
She was in
the garden by herself. Not sketchy at all.
She was not in the garden by herself. We all knew it, didn't
No.
we? And they're implying that she was maybe having
An affair.
Yeah, you think that's what they're alluding to?
And
Yes.
now you're just keeping her locked in a bedroom. No out of sight, out of mind. Like Rosemary's
Yellow
Baby.
wallpaper.
Lord Vanderborn, obviously upset, stands and says, "I saw the bite marks on her neck."
Bite mark don't determine nothing. I've fought vampires before. You should call in a fucking expert.
She had been drained by the creature, and she was under its control, a thrall of this creature of the night. And he begins to break down in tears.
Hold on.
And with your insight, you can tell he is visibly upset and believes his wife was somehow done wrong.
I bet she was drained.
Let me just ease your mind about one part of this at least. Usually, if someone has been drained by a vampire, they're dead. So
Yeah. Typically,
I don't think that's probably true.
One of the
40
lords says, actually, my understanding of the creatures of the night, and you don't know who he is, but he's very, like, everyone shuts up when he starts talking. And he says, actually, the creatures of the night, in their quest to overtake another creature into their pact, my understanding is have to drink 3 times. And on the 3rd time, you become one of them.
Is she a vampire then?
And the man who just said that, he says, no, we believe she was only drank from twice.
So not drained,
Yeah.
not a thrall, not a vampire.
She certainly was under its control during that time.
Sorry, what was your name? What was your name, sir?
Look at the name card.
There's a bit of a gasp as everyone's like almost shocked that you wouldn't know this man's name. Not that you have any reason.
You've been out of town for a little while. What was your name again? I just need to know your name.
Can I cast Detect Good and Evil while this is going on, while there's a bunch of commotion?
We're in a politician's chamber. It's going to be awful in here.
Okay.
While it's getting loud and they're being like boisterous,
Yes.
I'm going to sit back.
I love
put
that.
my hand on Maya's back and like see if they can cue off what I'm doing as well and kind of be shielded a little bit by their size and just like, you know, and then go into a Detect Good and Evil, kind of focused on that dude.
Okay.
I'll try to get as many folks as I can, but that dude right there.
So they tell you that he tells you
on with all 5.5 feet of me.
So
You're
they
big. You're stacked.
Yeah, but how strong are you?
I'm
stacked.
Not that
Pretty
tall.
strong. I have an 18 strength.
You thick. Okay, so Lord Valantru. Lord Valantru, and I have a picture of him here too.
That sounds like a vampire name. Just saying.
No,
Look at that widow speak. All right.
Look at that widow speak.
Listen,
look at this
as somebody
fucking.
who also
like-
has a really
Look at
insane
this
one,
fucking
Lucius
like,
blonde,
Malfoy.
Lucius
Vampire.
Malfoy looking
All right.
motherfucking elf Thranduil shit right there.
I love just from the picture. As you finish your detect evil spell and you pan it around the room, the Lord Mayor is not evil. You don't sense that from him.
No, he's just an idiot.
I'm just going like this. Check.
Wee wee.
There is a noble woman who does you do sense evil within her, as well as Lord Vanderboren. You sense tinges of evil, but like I don't want you to think that it's like
more greed. I'm
more
catching
greed, exactly.
greed
More greed.
than
More greed.
an actual, yeah. I'm like, all right.
You see,
But
dollar signs.
when your detection spell rolls over Lord Valantru, you get nothing. As if there's something.
Nothing at all.
There is something blocking your spell. Your spell is not able to read him at all.
Interesting.
Do I get the same thing with my divine sense?
You don't sense any demon. You don't sense any fiends or celestials here, with the exception of Lon's sword. You sense a celestial presence. It's probably
It does detect undead as well.
There is no undead here either.
Damn, I was gonna say, is he a vampire?
Okay. Well,
Anyway,
I would like to continue to discuss trade with you guys, and you know what I mean? Like before anything else, and I want to, as we go out, if we can, if we're wrapped up, I'm going to whisper to Mikkel and Lolly, follow Valantru or something up. And I'll just look at Maya too to see if there's buy-in there, because did they detect good and evil, or they just... The Divine Sense didn't pick anything up.
Divine Sense did not pick up any fiends, any celestials, or any undead. Is there anything else that it detects?
Nothing.
Detects good and
ground.
evil and anything that's affected by the hallow spell or
desecration.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so you wouldn't
I think.
you wouldn't detect any. You would not have detected the inability to detect Vlantru, like the spell would. But there was a woman in the audience. She was dressed to the nines. She definitely, you sensed evil there. And Lord Vanderborn, you also sensed evil with him.
That's the dude whose wife got jiggy with the vampire, right?
Correct.
Quote unquote jiggy. Allegedly jiggy.
Allegedly, I like that. Allegedly.
Yeah, yeah. So Lon's backing us
Hey,
out of
Flaps!
the room and Flaps!
Yeah, so as you're on your way out, Lons tells you to follow Vlantru.
Could do that.
Say less.
Do we know which way they go in and out? Does it look like they come in and out of the same like entrance as everybody else? Or would we have been able to see other doors in that room that we were in?
There were other doors, but you know,
Would I have had a moment?
if you're gonna wait for him, he probably rode a carriage or something over and would ride that home.
Yeah, it can be fleet. Well, I could ask if you wanted to speak with him, if I could speak with him about his, supposed knowledge on creatures and beasts and whatnot. I am wearing the ironclad armor right now. So we can either talk to him or follow him.
I'm gonna follow him.
All right, sure. Let's wait for the carriage.
So you guys come out.
Bet you anything, it's that one.
The two of you come out and wait and watch. What do the other three do? Are you sticking around too, or are you going somewhere?
Do we have ability to message them or anything like that? If they get in any trouble?
I mean, if you want, you can just hang back. If you want, you can just hang back further. If you think they're the two sneakiest.
Yeah, that's what I would do. We just hang back, pretend like we're talking about,
Okay.
I look at my church.
I have
a message.
I tell everybody that I'll meet you all back at the Morkoth at night.
You go to shift.
No, that if that guy was arrested, I can go to the guard hall.
You could get in there, yeah.
Oh.
Also,
you two want to do that, the three of us? Because I have, you probably have truths, or you know what I mean. Like, do you want assistance with that, or aid, or help with a persuasion check or something? You got it.
Also, Sondor sent me ahead with a bunch of inspiration for you guys, and he hands out all the fucking treats that have been dropped off in her house. Goodie bags. He gives goodie bags. He's been giving you goodie bags for the last 2 weeks.
Well, as you guys are trying to decide who's going to go where, and you're getting candies and chocolates, a group of 4 individuals approach you.
Great.
Describe them.
I've got pictures.
Oh, I love it. Oh, can't wait.
Yeah, crap. They're from the book.
The Storm Havens, the Storm Brands, the Stone Blades. No, let's call them the
That
Stone
last name
Blade.
seems familiar.
Let's call them Stone Blade. Let's call them Stone Blade when they get up here.
Where's my other one? I'm missing somebody. Oh, there she is.
Anna's the leader.
She's pretty. Oh no, they're pretty.
Oh, and I forgot. I do have a picture of the mayor. There he is.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to close him down, though. So
Fucking savant.
these are the 4 that make their way over to you.
They're cute. He looks like Spock.
And
Last name sound familiar?
Vanderborn, yeah. The
Not
one
that we know it yet, but
No, the daddy. Yeah.
so they come over, and they are dressed very well, and Anna is very well dressed, of the most well dressed of the group.
Milady.
She's like, just thought we'd make the acquaintance of you and your band. I'm Anna Tasker Hill. These are my allies, Todd, Zachary. And the 2 men step forward. Todd is sort of the rat-like looking one with the pointy nose. Zachary has a beard.
The beard.
And then Cora, who looks a little rough, actually. She's got a few scars and things like that.
Mikkel nudges Maya when Cora steps forward, just like very subtly, just like steps on her foot or something.
Okay. Anna says, we heard about your deeds beneath the city. We happen to...
Oh, you guys are
some
the
of yours.
Stoneblades! The Stoneblades, yeah!
The girl with the red hair, Cora, she speaks up. She's like, Stormblades. It's Stormblades.
Sorry.
Oh, right, and you fought a
vampire, says the girl
I
with
thought they
red hair.
fought I thought they fought goblins.
Zachary, the one in green, the one in green wears a holy symbol of cord, and he says, actually, I think it was a bugbear vampire, but.
Oh wow!
I thought the story went that they fought goblin teenagers who were like drawing dicks in the alleyways and stuff like that. Real scary.
I'm rolling an insight check on 17 on what they're saying.
Yeah,
Where?
So far everything seems above board. Anna says to you, she says the goblins were coming and going from the bathhouse, Oryx's bathhouse. There was a set of hidden stairs into the Undercity there. We went down and found caves, an entryway into Cauldron, not known to the guards. She gives Maya a quick flash of her eye. She says, the creature dwelt within the tunnels. We dealt with it.
I love how Mikkel and Lon crossed their arms at the same time.
Any interesting cages you found down there? We've been trying to investigate cages.
Cages. The four of them look to one another, shaking their head. And Zachary, the gentleman with the beard and the green, he seems interested. He said, "What's this about cages?"
Well, a lot of people have been abducted. We're looking for places where people get help when they're abducted. This doesn't seem to be one of them.
Oh, you're a cleric of Corellin.
That's right.
I'm a cleric of Cord. I've done some studying about the Elven pantheon. I'm very inspired and interested by it. What I've read.
Well, maybe when the festivals hit, I'll wrestle you in the name of Cord and build a relationship with Cord and Coraline.
Anna is like, whoa, let's not all get too chummy.
Maybe
let's
we
not
could
get too chummy
drink
here.
afterward.
And Zachary actually seems disappointed when she says that. He seems sincere about what he just said to Lon. And Anna's like, we don't need to get too close with one another. We just thought it was good that you knew who we were, and we now know who you are, and we can stay out of one another's way when we're working on quests for the city and things like that.
You're acting like we're enemies here. Don't you think that, like, working together on a few things here and there might be good? Also, my apologies, milady, but you did talk over Lolly. Just because she's short don't mean that she's diminutive.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking to them. I have been wanting to keep an eye on the door, and I'm completely ignoring all four.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're still watching for the Lord.
I want to make sure. I'm watching for the Lord. I'm afraid that they're trying to distract us so that we can find out more information.
Oh, look at you.
You'll look down at Lolly and be like, oh, okay, well, excuse me.
And if I have to, I will stealth away from them.
I
don't need to talk to these people. They fought a vampire. That must have been really hard.
It was a bugbear vampire, first of all.
Oh my gosh, we killed like 8 bugbears by ourselves. Calm down.
The man with the pointy features, as you guys sort of go, oh, it was a bugbear vampire, and he's like,
no, we weren't doing that.
He seems to get infuriated very quickly. He's like, it was a vampire, and it damn near killed my mother.
Calm down, mate. Here, have a chocolate. And he hands out chocolates to the 4 of them. Make sure he hands a big chocolate to Zachary. He hands a big goodie bag to Zachary, and he gives him a wink, and then he goes and joins Lolly. Toodles.
Anyway, Anna says, listen, we're certainly not enemies, but this is not friendship.
I'm gonna look at Anna and be like, I don't care. You walked up to us.
We just wanted
you.
to make sure that you understand, you know, the four of us are from families of good standing in the city who have been here a very long time, and your rabble has no connection here.
Jean would bend forward to look at her. Like, I'm assuming he's a bit taller.
Oh,
than her.
you're taller than all of them. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're like 8 feet.
Yeah.
Like 7 and a
so
half or
he'd
something?
say, "I'm Jean, and you? I do not care for you either. I don't know who my family is, but they are surely nicer than you. Not my creator. That is not family. But he would destroy you."
Anna almost seems like, okay. She's like, this got weird. All right, Jean.
I'll look at the cleric, and I'll give them 5 gold to Anna, and be like, here, this will help your quest for what I think you're looking for. And I'll look straight at the cleric. We're trying to heal this town.
Anna takes it. She goes, oh, and puts it into her pocket. And they start to leave. As they walk away, you know, Zachary's sort of looking back over his shoulder at all of you.
Mikkel goes like,
and the four of them walk away.
I want to get like a group hug and act like we're having a great time together. You know what I mean? When it looks back, like we're just such a good troop. Like, oh yeah.
Man, you're blocking Lolly's vision.
So,
I'm not even anywhere near you guys.
we're having.
I'm not even standing by.
We're having Maya.
"You're using a new shampoo. You smell nice."
Maya's going to the town lockup to talk to Auric, correct?
Yep.
And
Yep.
okay, and everyone else is kind of waiting. It's not
No
long.
one's going with her?
Is anyone going with Maya?
I thought that they were, or no.
If you want someone to come with you, we'll come.
Yeah, your call.
It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, I mean, I think that
I would
those two that are
prefer we
following
don't
probably
split
should
up
be
so
left
much,
to their
but-
own devices.
Okay, so the three
Yeah.
of you go to the lockup, and the 2 sneaky ones are left behind to their own devices.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do let's do the.
Above.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Above table, I want to make sure that I'm making it clear that Mikkel would have mentioned any rumor that he's come across.
Okay.
So like
Same.
anything weird he's heard.
Sure. So you guys have shared your rumors, and we all heard that, so we can enter that into things we can talk about. Let's do. I want to see if I can just squeeze these in before we wrap for the night. So Maya heads to the lockup. She's taken in. The three of you go down into sort of like an underground. Just think sort of like literally like old school castle dungeon beneath the city watch's barracks. There's a long corridor with cell doors off of each side, and they take you down. And one of the guardsmen takes you down and gives Maya the key, I guess, and says he's in there, and motions to one of the cells. They're like, he can be a bit rude, so watch yourself.
Thanks, George.
No problem, Maya. Good to see you again. Missed you on walkarounds.
I'll look at Jean and be like, I like that one.
So you open the door, and inside is a very burly. He may have at one point been we kept better care of himself, but he's been down here for a week or so, and he looks and smells not so good. He has an eye patch over his one eye, his right eye, and he looks up at you.
Hey, Auric.
What do you want?
Find out what happened.
I got locked up.
I'm assuming the bathhouse is a mess.
I haven't had a chance to get over there yet. What happened? I'm told that goblins came through your bathhouse?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them.
Did they come through by force?
No. Some big furry goblin comes up out of the bathhouse's basement one day. Tells me his boys are going to be coming through. I don't know why, but I said okay.
Charmed.
Then he gives me these four shape changes to help guard the bathhouse entrance from people like you. Motioning to Maya, like the guards.
Mm-hmm.
They
Shape-changers.
turn into rats.
Like some of the druids around here?
Were-rats?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know how they did it. Anyways, there was always a rat keeping an eye on me and making sure the goblins got fit through all right.
Okay.
The goblins go out, they
Anything
run
else
amok
that
in the
you think-
town, and then they come back before the sun comes up.
Okay. Anything else you can remember about them? Anything strange? I mean, apart from, obviously, everything.
I just remember his red eyes.
The leader.
Yeah, the big furry one.
Okay.
And
he
you
ever tell you
notice
his
that
name?
even though Orc's being very gruff with you, there is an underlying
Mm-hmm.
fear when he talks about the furry one with the red eyes. Like, he's scared of that thing.
Okay. Did he ever give you a name or anything?
Who? The creature from down below.
Yeah, the big furry one.
Yeah, he did. Let me get it for you.
Okay.
Drakthar.
Thar. That's a name.
The goblins that came through, they called
And-
themselves the Silent Wolves.
Have I ever heard of anything like that?
No, that doesn't like, yeah. You're like, well, okay.
That is a Gerblin ass troop name.
The
I will
local
say that.
gangs.
Yeah, it's like the ones who wear like the wolf t-shirts from Walmart.
He says they were coming through for weeks.
And you don't know what they were doing?
No, they came through the bathhouse. I closed the bathhouse down early. They'd come through when night fell. They'd run amok in town, as far as I know, and then they came back before dawn. I tried to explain to your guard friends that I know I was aware of them, but it wasn't like I was giving them permission. I don't know why I didn't say no.
I believe you, Orc. I believe you.
Well, tell them!
Let's see here.
Are we there? Can we listen?
Yeah. No, you. I would assume that you and Junior
you guys
started
are
in
here.
the doorway.
Maya?
Yeah.
I feel that those clowns that we just met didn't get rid of this bugbear. And we can go get evidence that this person was under the influence of a spell.
Do like a detect magic or something to see if like
He was
he's been
charmed.
messed with at all?
You can cast Detect Magic. He is not currently under the effects of any kind of a charm.
Okay. And there's nothing that gives
And
me
there's no way-
residual-
There's no way-
vampire lore to know that that's one of the things they do.
Yes, I
Yes
think
or
that
no?
everybody has probably heard stories about vampires that are able to dominate their victims.
Mhm.
Okay, let's jump back to the other crew. The two of you are outside, and sure enough, it's not long before Lord Valantru's carriage comes out, and the one very ornately dressed woman is with him in the carriage, and he has a few footmen, and the wagon the carriage begins to move through town. Not at a very good pace though, because I mean crowds, right? So you begin to follow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to keep it on the ground, or are we going on the roof?
I mean, I'm probably staying on the ground.
That's reasonable.
Okay.
Not saying that you can't run fast or anything. Just making sure.
Decently quick.
I'm sure you can. I've seen you run.
So as the carriage makes its way through town, it eventually ends up at the Cathedral of Weejas. Weejas is one of the largest temples in the city of Cauldron, and the goddess Weejas is so she is a death goddess. She is an analog for the Raven Queen. She's the goddess of magic and death. The carriage stops, and the well-dressed woman is helped out of the carriage by a footman, and she smiles, and you hear her thank Lord Valantru for the ride over. Always appreciated. We'll speak again soon. At which point the carriage begins to leave, and you see her make her way up the steps into the Cathedral of Weejas.
Do you want to follow her, or do you want me to?
Looks like she's going inside.
Yeah.
I'm a little more conspicuous inside, if you catch my drift.
Okay. You follow him. I'll follow her.
Got it.
Okay, so
I'll give you an inspiration as you leave.
Okay, so you guys split. And up,
Thank you, Daddy.
You see the woman makes her way up the steps of the cathedral and in through the front door. You follow behind her. Can you give me a stealth check?
Yes, and I'm going to use my
Don't forget to use your luck.
Burp Neblin camouflage.
Does that
To get
only
a
work in natural rock surroundings?
It just says when I make a stealth check, I can make it with advantage. And I
Okay.
can use it a number of times equal to my proficiency bonus.
Go ahead and do that then. Tell me what you get.
Alright. Natural 20 for a 24.
Nice, dude.
Perfect. So you're close enough that when she gets in, one of the clerics of Weejas stop her. They're in black robes with a red veil over their face, a silken veil. You can make out that it's probably you're pretty sure it's a woman. And she stops this lady as she comes in, and she says, "Lady Riavaldi, welcome." And Lady Riavaldi says, "I've come for prayers and a gift." And she hands. You see her pass over a wand to the cleric of Weejas. And she's like, "Oh, you are so giving, so generous, Lady Rivaldi. I will make sure this makes its way into the vaults. Please know that Weejas honors you for your charity."
And with that, the cleric walks away, and Lady Rivaldi walks into the cathedral.
Can I follow the cleric?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I'm going to use my once a day disguise self
Okay.
to also have on a black robe and red veil.
Okay.
And I'm going to make myself taller.
Yep. You walk in and and follow her. She goes down a side tunnel leading away from sort of like the worship hall and into a side tunnel, and a few other worshippers of Ouijas pass with their veils. They pass you. They pay you no mind. And she then reaches a door and knocks upon it and waits. What do? You feel like you either have to walk past her in the hallway or you have to stop where you are.
Is she holding the wand?
You can see that she's
Still in her hand?
tucked it into, like, it's just beneath her robe. She's tucked it into her robes.
Oh, so it's like in her sleeves?
Yes.
You
You see it just for a moment as she reaches out and sort of knocks on the door, and then her hands go back into her sleeves.
Can I don't. This is a bad idea. Can I just like wait, like as I'm walking by, try to use Mage Hand to whisk it out from her sleeve?
Are you a whatchamacallit?
No, I'm a bard. It's definitely not invisible, but it is spectral.
I will allow you to make a sleight of hand check at disadvantage because you're using the mage hand.
Okay. Natural 1 for a 5.
So as the hand, you bring the hand out and it starts to come over to her, and she literally looks down and sees the hand go into her robe, and she quickly turns around and faces you as the door opens and another tall, gaunt figure in robes and a veil open, and now they're both looking at you, and they're like, "Acolyte, what were you attempting to do there?"
I just wanted to see it. I've been hearing about it all week.
You're not sure that they think you're talking about the wand, like you were reaching a hand into her robes, and with that saying, they seem incredibly insulted. At which point, the figure that was inside the room says, "Indeed, your focus, please," and puts a hand out.
Talking to me?
Yes.
Focus.
Your spell focus, you will hand it over immediately.
Of course. I will take out the glass tongs that I stole from the dungeons.
The glass tongs? Okay.
Yeah, from like one of the rooms that in that first dungeon.
They take it and they look at it. So you give that over and then you run?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's jump over to Cedar, and you are following. Nicholas follows the carriage, and it makes its way to a very posh enclosed compound,
spread out right now,
which you can only assume is Valantru's home, and the gate, a set of gates open, and there are sort of like hired guards there that the carriage rolls into the courtyard, and then the gates, they begin to close.
So there's no cover here.
Not really. It's right off the street.
Walls. What are the walls like?
They're high, but not unsurmountable. But in the middle of day, it would be difficult to do it unseen.
Cool. I'll keep my hood up and I'll just like walk by casually. Probably tag on to maybe another set of people who are walking past.
Okay.
Kind of glance, so kind of like take in the area.
Okay, perfect. So it looks like he gets out of his carriage and makes his way into his home. He no doubt has money. It's probably the best. It's probably the most expensive home in Cauldron.
Alright.
Do you stay and watch, or?
What street is this?
Good question.
Like, what area of Cauldron am I in?
It's up near the top. It's not down near Ash. It's on. I'm pretty sure it is on
Obsidian?
Obsidian Avenue.
The outside ring.
And Sondor lives on.
I think she's on Magma.
Yeah, I was gonna say Magma. So, is this like near our neighborhood or?
I don't think so. I will double check though and get back to you on that. I have his exact location on the map. I just have to look it up.
Okay. Obsidian Avenue.
You certainly take note of it.
Yeah, I'm taking note of everything, the surroundings. If there's
Okay.
any like haunts nearby, like any like place that a fancy to do gent would find himself outside of his home.
Okay. Okay.
Especially a counselor.
All right. I think I'm going to wrap there.
Yeah, that's fine. You can get me that info after.
Yeah. And but before we call it a night, I'd like to just do something with Jean here. Jean, do you take time to cast your new spell?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yes. Yes, in a quiet moment.
Okay, so like everybody's, maybe it's after this night, you're in your room and you decide, you've gone up a level and you've got some new spells, and you've bought the appropriate amount of incense and things like that to cast this spell ritually, and you draw out the symbols and everything, and you begin to cast Find Familiar. And the little smoking incense in that, as you begin to cast, they begin to glow a hot familiar red, and then a tiny little shape begins to take form, and then as you finish the spell's incantation, it sort of cracks its neck a little bit and opens up its little wings and its little barbed tail behind it.
Oh. Oh, look. Oh.
Jean,
What do I call you?
I am your tutor, Zarmus.
Zarmus. Zarmus, I need to know more about these dreams.
I was informed of these dreams you were having.
And
There will be other things we need to learn first.
I feel as if you are taunting me.
Nonsense. That's not what I'm here for.
Then what are you here for?
You know what I'm here for.
The greater good.
The greater good. I have a name for you. And Paraza asks that I deliver it to you immediately.
I'm waiting.
he takes he looks for some paper and your quill, and he leaves the circle that you summoned him from, and he begins to write a name down, and he says, "Don't worry, Jean. We'll deal with this name, and then your tutoring shall begin."
Tell me, what has this person done? Why do they deserve their fate?
They went sour on a bargain.
Oh,
What did their
Gee.
bargain involve?
They wished for something, so to speak.
bad.
A form of greed, you might say.
Yes, this family loves greed. But don't worry, we don't have to kill the whole family. Just
I
Todd.
should hope.
Todd
It shall.
Vanderboren.
Yes.
Then we can begin your tutelage. Until such time, your teachings require another payment. But don't worry. With our increased knowledge, we'll learn all about your dreams.
Good. Consider it done.
And that's where we're gonna wrap tonight. We'll pick this.
That's some bullshit, Gene. We were besties forever, Z's, and you had to be the baddie.
I
we
wanted
still
you to
are- he's not a
remember.
baddie.
He kept saying, "For the
He did
greater
say-
good."
Yeah.
If I do something, and it's for the
He asked-
good of all,
He asked you that literally, but as soon as he asked you that around the fire, and I was like, and I stopped, and I was like,
I think the only one that got it right was Maya.
yeah,
That's awesome.
because I, for one thing,
They
I
don't wanna-
didn't,
Because
I,
Artemis
I didn't,
knows that I love chaos.
I did it with anyone.
I also didn't read any of my notes from last week, and I actually put, hang on, where is it? Blah, 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 has great plans for this world.
It
Uh,
makes sense to me
It made
with
as
Jean's character.
yep.
Ooh,
I need a
please
woman
tell
in
me
Cauldron killed. Kill her, and I'll
Because
give
he
you
doesn't know
knowledge.
what's
I'll
good
give
or
you more
bad.
targets. Yeah, Jean is the
He's
one
just
who's going to
that
take the
little
deal.
BB.
I said it, yeah, I wrote it here. Gene's probably going to take this deal because he took the faceplate off.
Oh well.
Like I wrote that right next to it, but I didn't.
well.
We're
Are we
gonna,
go- are
we're
we
gonna
gonna-
collect the raid before we start losing anybody else.
Yeah, let's raid.
Holy crap.
Let's raid. Thanks everybody
Hell
for
yeah.
coming out tonight. That we had a donation, which was great, and a few followers.
That was awesome.
yeah. Do we know who we're
Love you
raiding?
guys.
GG.
Darling Creep Show.
Awesome. I'll take it as closing screen and let's say hi to Darling.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for the donations.